shot 12 shots, third most on the team. This was a balanced effort.
Yes, sir.
Last night. You had 6 guys in double figures. You had your stars taking the 2 most shots, De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis. I'm okay with that. But then you had some of the other guys filling in. I also thought Chris Duarte gave up Mike Brown some good minutes too. It may not show up in the 4 points, but he did have 2 steals yesterday in 15 minutes of change. And so everybody that got in pretty much, impacted the game one way or the other.
Yeah, everyone looks at assists. We know the Kings have a very high assist total typically, but to me, especially with that type of offense they run, that's one of the first things I look at is how many guys were in double figures. And you have 6 or 7 guys in double figures. It's a great sign that the offense is operating at a very high level.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what this offense is designed to do, right?
Exactly.
It's not designed for De'Aaron to get 40, Domas to get 25, and nobody else score. Equal opportunity offense, and it's reflected by what we saw last night and in the box score. And here's the thing. This is what makes the Kings so dangerous, because on any given night, it could be Fox, it could be Sabonis, Harrison Barnes.
Yes, sir.
We've seen Kevin Herter, Malik Monk off the bench. Any given night, one of these guys can erupt, and that's what makes them so difficult to guard.
Now, I know a lot of people have been throwing this around today. Was it the best win of the year last night? Was it one of the best wins of the year? You have any thoughts on that?
It was a good win. One of the best, not the best. The Clippers were still shorthanded.
Beating the Warriors by 1 point a couple times. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. That comeback win against the Warriors, when we talk about games you remember, it'll be that one. I thought this was a great win because, this Clippers team, even without Paul George, they still had 3 Hall of Famers. They still have James Harden. They still had Kawhi Leonard, who had just demolished the Kings to the tune of 32.5 points per game over the first 2. And so to lock them down, it's not necessarily about the win. Maybe it's about the way they won this game that makes it so great.
I thought the last game before the break, winning at Denver, I know that wasn't the prettiest game, but I thought that was a huge win. They needed it so badly, a road win there. So to have those 2 wins now, in quick succession, it's a really encouraging sign going forward.
Exactly. And we talked about it before the All-Star break, and we talked about it earlier this last week. Strength of schedule. Kings got the 8th hardest schedule, 5th. Well, they just played 2 tough teams, and they got the wins. Talking about Denver and talking about the Clippers. And so it doesn't matter your strength of schedule. Go out there and get it done. And that's what the Kings have done now.
We got to talk about that today, too, because I look at that schedule, and I'm like, I know there are some challenging games in there, but how is this one of the toughest schedules in the NBA when they got so many home games?
Right. That's what it doesn't factor that in. The home aspect of it. Exactly.
When we come right back, special edition of, they're all special. Drapes Takes. Next from the Golden One Center with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division title, GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox. The breakaway. He stopped the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam team, Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Progressive presents Precious Moments.
Yeah, I caught my first fish, Dad.
Great job, buddy. He's a beauty.
Thanks for taking me fishing. Love you, Dad.
I love you too, son.
The exchange you just heard didn't actually happen, but it could. Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive, and you could use the savings to make sure the boat's always ready for those magical father-son moments. Who knows, maybe someday he'll actually like fishing. So keep the dream alive and the savings coming with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Brakes? We can save you 15% on that. We have OE quality Duralast brake pads and rotors in stock, ready for pickup or delivery. We also have calipers, brake fluid, tools, and anything else you'll need to do the job right. When you get Duralast pads and rotors together, you'll save 15%. It's just part of what makes us America's #1 brakes destination.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back, He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was one of our more complete games on both sides of the basketball that we've had. And I think that's been a big challenge for us, just being consistent. We can do it for a quarter, we can do it for 3 quarters, but, putting together that consistent game that we did today is something that we struggled with. So it was good to kind of get over that hump and do that.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
The Falcon, the Stabilizer, Harrison Barnes. We've got Drape's Takes coming right up. Before we get to that, I just want to really quickly say a special thank you. Friday, we were talking on the show somehow, some way about Kirkland golf balls. And I think, Drapes, I think you brought some up about Kirkland golf balls. And I was like, I didn't even know there was such a thing. So we just talked Friday. We were having some fun with Kirkland golf balls and Costco brand golf equipment. So yesterday I'm walking my dog, Moby, and we're coming home and I see these 3 people coming from down the street, my neighbors.
Yeah.
And the dad's like, he's dressed really nicely and there's his 2 sons and they have a football. And one of my first thoughts was, man, I wonder if they need a 4th. We could play a little
2-on-2.
Yeah. But anyway, they're walking and I'm with my dog. My dog's not always friendly. I'm thinking, can I get home before they cry? Anyway, I get to my lawn and I'm like, hey, Mr. Gleason, we have something for you. And it's my neighbors from down half a block down and half a block up. We were listening to you on Friday and we went to Costco today. And I'm like, oh, I know what they have. So my neighbors, and Braden's been listening for a long time.
Yeah.
They brought me a box of the signature Kirkland golf.
Oh, signature.
Yes.
Is that the high level one?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Jackson, his son, says, Dad, we should get these for the guy on the radio. And they
hey, that shows me they listen, first of all. So
thank you, Braden and Jackson Monroe.
Thank you.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Got some brand new Kirkland.
Yeah. So next time we play,
a little course record maybe coming career low round for Friday over there.
Jay, you want to borrow some Kirkland? You let me know. I'm your guy.
I will do, man. You got 2 dozen, so I know you got enough to spare.
That's awesome.
All right. So, thank you to my neighbors. That was very, very kind. Right now it's time for Drape's Takes.
Calm down, Lion. Calm down. Take it easy, man. Just take it easy.
You know, Whitey, these are the Drape's Takes I love.
Mm-hmm.
I could be all positive.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got to yell at fans. I ain't got to talk about free throws. I don't have to talk about box scores. I could just bask in what we saw last night down there in Los Angeles. Sacramento Kings fans, they took over that. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But let's talk about the game. I want to start with my guy, De'Aaron Fox. And we saw it yesterday, 3rd quarter, I think it was. De'Aaron Fox, maybe even 4th. De'Aaron Fox got pissed off. He got angry.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what he did? He shut down James Harden. He put the clamps on the dude. And he went into MVP level De'Aaron Fox. And I said it during the broadcast. An angry De'Aaron Fox is a bad De'Aaron Fox for the opponent. Because that dude was a bad man. He had back-to-back defensive possession on James Harden with the steal. The one him and Keegan Murray trapped him and got it away from him. I thought it was fantastic. And what we saw from De'Aaron Fox, and now we've been seeing it too these last week or two, last 4 games, averaging better than 32 points per game. De'Aaron Fox has proven to be that dude. It looks like he just needed a little break, little time off, and he's more ready for the stretch run than anybody out there. Give De'Aaron Fox some love.
Absolutely. The Kings, going back to November, they haven't defended well, but at times when they've thrown traps at people, they've been pretty effective. They got length, and De'Aaron Fox has really quick hands. Active hands is a big part of an effective trap. And so I think going forward, I think we're going to see a lot more of that. De'Aaron Fox, as you say, looks like he's healthier, not shooting the 3-ball well, but seems to be adapting to that. But why right now, all of a sudden, is he playing such great defense?
I think, and Luke Loucks talked to, our guy G-Man about it about a month ago. The Kings have challenged him to be elite defensive. Mm-hmm. And he has accepted that challenge. In this calendar year, He leads the NBA in total steals. And it's a night in and night out kind of thing for De'Aaron Fox. You know, you're talking about a Clippers team with multiple Hall of Famers, multiple All-Stars. He came away with 3 steals last night. I also want to give a bonus shout out to Domantas Sabonis for the 3 steals as well. Nobody talks about his defense. I thought he played pretty good defensively last night. Let me get to my second Grapes takes. I'm going to give Domantas Sabonis even more love, this time on the offensive end, Whitey. 17 points, 15 rebounds, 12 assists. He started this game 2 for 10 from the field. People were tweeting, look at what Zubac is doing to Domantas Sabonis. You got yahoos like that out there on social media talking about Zubac is owning Domantas Sabonis. I tell you what, soon as somebody sent that tweet, it must have went straight to Domantas Sabonis' ears or something, because he looked like a man possessed.
Yep.
He was dominant out there. He started out 2 of 10, then he went 5 of 7 after that, and then the 12 assists, the 3 steals. I mean, I mentioned it last week. We had somebody email me about Kings pre- and post game. They said, guys, you never talk about Domantas Sabonis. From here on out, Domantas Sabonis is going to be a part of Drape's take, because that's what this guy does. He deserves this. Night in and night out, he delivers for this team.
Wasn't that incredible that he got off to that slow start?
Right.
Because that never happened.
Never
That's part
happened.
of basketball. Happens to every player, but when it happens to him, you really notice it because it's so rare.
Yeah, and you know, I asked Katie, I'm like, why is he struggling? Well, Zubac has size. Forget that size. Domas, you know what, made quick work of that in the second half. I thought he was tremendous. He nearly had a triple-double in the first half. That's how great Domantas Sabonis was.
So both he and Fox were playing last night with the ad chump.
Yes, I thought so. And you know, the thing about Domas, he's always going to give the effort. He's always going to try hard. But when he had that dunk over Zubac and then flexed on him, like you could feel the energy that this guy eludes. How about my guy? And I got a lot of them.
I know, I'm trying to guess who it's going to be here.
You know who it's going to be, because this guy's been the whipping boy for ever since he got here from Dallas. I'm talking about Harrison Barnes.
Okay.
Can we once again, because I feel like I got to be president of the Harrison Barnes fan club, because if I don't do it, nobody else will. I only hear people talk about Harrison Barnes when he has a bad game. Well, once again, he's delivered 22 points, some lockdown defense, defensive player of the game crown. I thought Harrison Barnes was tremendous. And to your point, you mentioned it earlier. He had some timely buckets, I thought, last night. It wasn't like he came out guns a-blazing on fire in the first quarter, but there were a couple of times where he knocked down big threes. Clippers might be making a little run. He had one in the corner, I remember specifically. Give HB some love.
Yeah, game's starting to slip away a little bit, guys. Give me the ball. I'll take care of things. Bless you, but do you have time to be the president of both the Harrison Barnes and the Chris Duarte pick?
Oh, yes. Yeah,
because you're very busy.
They're my guys, so of course I could do it. You know, Chris Duarte is really my guy, too. And,
I know. That's what I thought we were going with.
No, I thought he was tremendous yesterday, especially defensively. Had the 2 steals, knocked down a 3. And I'm going to give some love to Mason Jones also. Did you see Mason Jones, the two-way player, get the technical running onto the court? I talked with him after the game. We were on the plane, and I said, Mason, you know what? First of all, I asked him, did Mike Brown say anything to him about that tee? He's like, no, Mike didn't say anything. Second, I said, you know what, dude? I'll take that technical every single time. He said, so will I. Because you don't see that kind of energy from the Kings bench. Like, what he brings to this team can't be measured in between the lines. Like, when's the last time we seen a Kings team that infectious, that excited? So give Mason Jones some credit.
Question for you.
Yeah.
You said you asked him, did Coach Brown say anything? If he'd said, Coach was really unhappy, he told me never to do that again, would you still have told him, I loved it, it was great?
Oh, yeah, I would have went up and told Mike Brown, Mike, I'll pay that fine or whatever it is. I got my boy. I got his back, because this is what the Kings need, man. They need just some life, some emotion. We saw it from Fox. We see it from Sabonis. We see it.
JaVale McGee was excited last night. He didn't play.
That's what I'm saying. That shows me that you're a connected team. And I think Mason Jones' value can be measured not just by when he sees the floor, but the way he's galvanized the bench. Last one right here, Whitey. I said it multiple times during the broadcast. Kings fans took over that building. Last Drape's take, that was phenomenal. That was impressive. I got the vibe even before the game. I'm walking around the concourse at crypto.com arena, and I see Kings fans everywhere. And I turn to somebody who works for the Kings. They work in sales, and they'll be here tonight. Him and his girlfriend went down for the game. I said, we are in this building. And that was the loudest Light the Beam chants I've ever heard outside of Sacramento.
Really?
And so kudos to you guys out there, the Sacramento Kings fans. Y'all made Los Angeles Sacramento South last night.
Yeah. Golden One South, I think you guys called it last night. Sacramento South.
Sacramento
That's going to
South,
stick.
yeah.
It's going to always be known as
Yeah. You know what? And we get some T-shirts printed. We caravan down there again. We got the Lakers next week. Not this week. Next week. Let's bring it again down there. Why not?
Especially if they end up playing the Clippers in, playoffs.
Can you imagine? Oh, my. You know what it is, too, though? It's so funny. And I don't know if this is true, but I'm going to say it anyway. They were able to make it into the Clippers tickets are way easier to get than Lakers tickets. Like, we can take over the Lakers games, but not as much. You know, they're expensive. Lakers fans, they show up. Clippers fans, you can go to StubHub and get in for like $12 right now if you want to. Mm-hmm. And so I thought it was a well-coordinated effort. I heard there was some Reddit groups out there that said, you know what, we're going to try to take over. Kudos to them, man. It was great to see.
Yeah, I thought bottom line, just summing it all up there, great addition to Drape Steaks. But I thought bottom line, as you said, the Kings played with a bit of an edge. They went out there last night and they kicked the Clippers right in the Balmers.
Yeah. You've been sitting on that one since last night.
I tweeted it last night. It did very well, but that's what they did.
Yes. Let me say something too before we carry on. I got my boy Nate right here.
Yeah.
To my right. They're talking about they want to upgrade the cameras. I tell you what, that's not going to get it done, Nate. I need a solo shot, big fella. I need to look into the camera and see it right here. I appreciate you working overtime, coming in, helping us out. That's not going to get it done. All right, just make right. Exactly. I need some lights up here. I need a single shot. Come on, man.
We're working on it. We appreciate your patience there.
You know this is radio, right, Drake?
Yeah.
Hey, man, we got the YouTube following here. RJ, I mean, we got 49 people. I need to get it up to 100. So tell your friends, come on out and watch us on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
Sacktown Sports.
Thanks, Nate, for your efforts. Thank you, Drapes. Did you hear what Tim Legler had to say today about
Nah, I didn't hear it. And Legs is my guy, but I didn't hear it.
We'll get to that today. We'll see if we can't get to that coming up. Also, Jimmy Butler getting suspended for tonight was not the only good thing about the Heat Pelican scrap on Friday. More on that when we come back to the Gold One Center Drive, guys, on Sactown Sports.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how an injury can turn anyone's life upside down. Whether it's a slip and fall, a car accident, or any other kind of injury. For almost 50 years, the Arnold Law Firm has been here to help you through the entire process to protect you and your family. If you are ever injured or in an accident, call the Arnold Law Firm. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777. That's 916-777-7777. Maida Chevy has 2.9% APR financing on every new 2020 Ford half-ton Silverado in stock.
2.9 for 72 plus great Maida Chevy savings on new Silverado.
Online at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's try.
Kevin Lewis of National Garage Door. Whether you need to repair a broken spring, install a new opener, or buy a quality Rainer door, National Garage Door is here for you. Call us today to see how we can transform your house with a new garage door.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
Hagen Oaks is introducing the newly designed Callaway Chrome Tour line of golf balls, offering outstanding tour performance. From cover to core, Chrome Tour is the new gold standard tour ball for players who want the best in distance and feel. Chrome Tour is engineered for outstanding performance with exceptional speed, consistent flight, incredible spin, and greenside control. Ask about the full line of Callaway Chrome Tour golf balls at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at HagenOaks.com.
Welcome to the President's Day sale, happening now at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Celebrate with us and get huge savings on our giant selection. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own report.
I just can't control my feet.
Coming to the venue at Thunder Valley, March 30th. World One presents The Jacksons with Sister Sledge. Tickets available now at the Thunder Valley box office, Ticketmaster.com, and World1Presents.com.
Guys, want to lose weight, improve your performance, and increase your drive? Book your free T-check and free exam at Revive Men's Health Sacramento. Now also offering affordable, cutting-edge weight loss medications. Call 916-277-8599 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Fidium Fiber Internet is fast becoming a hometown favorite. With a dedicated connection and speeds up to 2 gigs, Fidium is winning over fans every day. Plans start at just $25 a month, so everyone can experience the best internet in the game. Visit FidiumFiber.com.
Flagship station for the Beam Team, Sactown Sports.
Kings in the heat tonight. Does it feel at all a little warm to you in here tonight?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I think I may know why.
What?
Not just because we have the heat. You know who was here Saturday night?
Madonna.
Yes. And on my way in, I heard some of the guards, security people.
You came to Madonna?
I did not. But I heard them talking, and some of them, talked about how long they had to stay. I don't know for sure, but I know that she has a habit of starting her shows late. But what I heard from them was they keep it about 70 degrees in here.
Okay. All right.
Madonna wants it like 80.
Oh, she wants it cranked up.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
No way.
So she has the temperature raised. I don't know why. Then you had, a lot of people in here and that pyrotechnics. And so it got really warm in here apparently Saturday night. And maybe some of the heat is still, some of that energy is still swirling around. That's why it's a little warmer today.
What's it at the Gleason household? What's the thermostats that set at?
It's pretty low.
Yeah.
It's I think we have it set under 68, I think.
No way.
I think so.
Really?
I think so. How about you?
I'm a 71 guy.
Yeah.
71.
Yeah.
That's my sweet spot right there.
Yeah. Madonna, I think they said it was like 82 degrees in here.
Really?
Yeah. And at close quarters like this, unless you open up the hangar doors, that'd get a little stifling in here. So yeah, it was hot Saturday, but King's going to turn down the heat tonight, right? Turn that heat down, right?
I'm distracted, bro. This camera's killing me. I'm just saying. People listening on the radio.
You're doing fine with it. Look at me. I can't even. I gotta.
That side profile.
I guess if I turn to talk to you, like it's but it just I don't know, man. I like looking out here,
right?
My side profile's not my best, but we gotta extinguish the heat.
Yes.
Tonight.
Yes.
Shorthanded team, and here's the thing, Whitey, and we talked about this last week. After the All-Star break last year, the Kings went on a nice little run. Now's your opportunity. I know it's tough. I know you got Denver. I know you got Minnesota, but you get tonight. Now you're on a 4-game winning streak, 3-0 coming out of the All-Star break. Maybe you get one of 2 on the road here coming up between Denver, and you're sitting pretty. And I was looking at the standings, and I understand the Clippers are ahead of us right now, but they're only ahead of us by 4 games in the
They're
loss
not playing well
They're not playing well at all. They got some issues. The Paul George contract situation is an issue out there. Hasn't been given an extension or a new contract. And so how is that impacting them? And so a 4 seed is not out of the question for the Sacramento Kings. I understand they're 4 games back right now, 4 in the loss column, but it can be done. And so that's why tonight is so important, man. We mentioned it. They are done losing to teams they should beat. This Miami Heat team tonight, they should beat. They don't have the luxury of coughing up wins and getting losses like tonight if that happens.
A lot of people just raving about the job you did last night.
Oh,
of course, there's also Ward who says you're acting like A-Rod. You kiss your mirror too, but I don't. We don't need to read that one. But there's a lot of
you already did. What are you talking
I was telling RJ, was that on the air? Rich says, shame on ESPN. They didn't even recognize the light the beam chants.
Really?
I'm considering.
No way.
That's what Rich says. Rich, maybe shame on you for not watching
Now
Drake.
you
But
can
I don't know.
read it.
Maybe that wasn't an
Light
option
the
for you. I
beam
don't know.
chant. This is by far the loudest Light the Beam chant that we've heard on the road at any time since the beam was initiated in Sacramento.
I mean, that's just insane. Like, it felt like it was Golden One Center.
It certainly sounded
like
that.
it, right?
Yes.
Like the Clippers should be embarrassed. Clippers fans should be embarrassed. They let us go down there, take over that building, kick their butt, kick them out early. We went into their house and kicked them out early.
Yep.
Clippers fans left with about 5 minutes to go, 4 minutes, 3 minutes to go, and the Light the Beam chants began, man. It was beautiful to see last night.
It was, whether you watched Kyle Draper, NBC Sports California, or if you had to watch on ESPN. After the game, Tim Legler had some things to say about the Kings. He was on course with Scott Van Pelt. Here is Tim Legler last night talking about the Kings and their debatable decision to kind of run it back with the same crew this year.
I do think what happened to them last year could help them in a series, and they're going to be a tough out. This is a very good team.
Mm-hmm.
They basically ran it back, though, right, with the exact same group. And last year, if you recall, they grabbed advantage of a situation where they had everybody healthy all year.
Right.
So they get the 3 seed. A lot of teams had injuries. They had guys sitting out large chunks. Their guys showed up every night, and it shows you what can happen when you do that. You get a 3 seed. Your reward, take on the Golden State Warriors, get a 50 out of Steph Curry in Game 7, and you go home in the first round.
Right.
I look at them this year, and I see a very similar team.
Is that fair?
It's fair, but maybe not in that moment. Meaning you're just coming off a great win. You just beat the Clippers. Sabonis just got another triple-double, his 8th in his last 11 games, mind you.
Yeah.
De'Aaron Fox, clearly the best player on the floor last night. And this is the problem I have with ESPN. This is the problem. They have the same lazy narratives that they talk about day in and day out. You know, I'm walking out the house earlier today and watching NBA Today, and it's like, is the Warriors dynasty over? Can we talk about that 2 week? Like we need some fresh conversations.
Yes.
And so
yes.
I need Tim Legler to tell me why he thinks the Kings can make some noise if he does. Like, what needs to happen for the Kings to advance in the playoffs instead of this whole, they just decided to run it back. We saw the shortcomings of Domantas Sabonis in the playoffs against Golden State. And Tim Legler is my guy. And I know I say that a lot, but growing up in Philadelphia, Tim Legler used to play for the Sixers. When I went to Sixers camp.
Shooter.
Yeah, he was a camp counselor. When I went to LaSalle Explorers camp, he was a camp. So he was a camp counselor back in the day when I was coming up. So I respect Tim Legler. You know, great shooter. But it's just another lazy kind of storyline when it comes to the Kings.
I thought he was pretty even-handed. I give him credit for it. I appreciate that he said, they showed up last year and they were rewarded with a 3 seed. And that shows you what happens when you do that. But he also had this to say about Domas. You mentioned, Domas had a big night. Tim Legler last night after the Kings game on ESPN on Domantas Sabonis.
What it comes down to for me, as great as Sabonis is, and I love Sabonis, he has some limitations offensively that when you look at the other top teams in the West, and there's 8 teams chasing 50 wins this year.
Right.
When you look at those teams, like that second guy is just a more dynamic offensive player in terms of getting their own offense, getting their own shot.
Okay.
I mean, he's an incredible power player, and he will punish you inside. And as hard as he plays, takes the occasional 3. You just mentioned his 3-point percentage. Doesn't shoot very many, though. 69% foul shooter, but it's the stuff he doesn't do in the middle area of the floor. I feel like every other team in the West has a second guy that can kill you from that area of the floor. So there's a limitation there. And last year, if you recall, he got bottled up in the Golden State series. He averaged 16 points a game. They had a good defensive game plan against them. Everything came to the defense. They were walled up against him, and he struggled to figure out another way to beat them. I kind of feel like they will run into the same thing, whoever they get this year. And who knows how these parents are going to play out.
Sure.
They're dangerous. They're good. On a given night, yes. And could they win a first-round series? Probably. I wouldn't bet on it based on the relative competition that they're going to face.
Now, what he's getting at there, whether you agree or not, it's the reason why people don't give Sabonis more respect. We always wonder, why doesn't he get more respect? Everybody with the Kings wonders that. It's because he doesn't average 25 or more points a game. And I'm not saying they're right, but people look at basketball. It's like, if you're not averaging like 25, 26, you're not scoring 30 points a game. People don't take you as seriously as in the case of Sabonis they should.
All right, let's have the conversation then. You know, Tim Legler raises a good point about a second option. Let's look at another team's second option. We can go down the list in the Western Conference here. Let's start with Minnesota.
Minnesota has Cat and they have
Ant-Man. Like them better than Fox and Sabonis?
No, but it's close. And offensively, I do.
Probably. Cat's versatile.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
OKC. Shea and
I think Jalen.
Fox Sabonis. Come on. Give me Fox and Sabonis.
Fox and Sabonis. I'm being honest.
Because here's the problem.
I'm not going to give you a knee-jerk, Kings.
The problem with Tim Legler, and you'll see what I'm getting to here in a moment here. Denver, Jokic and Jamal Murray.
Well, they're the world champs.
Okay. All right. I'm just watch. I'm getting to a point here. Whitey, play along with me. We saw the Clippers last night. Phoenix, Booker and KD. New Orleans, Zion and
Brandon
Ingram or CJ. Dallas. What all those teams I just mentioned, their second option impacts the game in one way: scoring the ball.
You're right.
Domas can impact the game on a number of different levels.
You're right.
And so that's where I think Tim Legler comes up short in his analysis. Sure, if you just want to look at points, go for it, Tim Legler. But Domas can impact it rebounding. Domas can impact it passing the ball. Domas can score as well, averaging 20 points per game. And so I think all those other second options, they impact the game in one way: scoring. Domas can impact the game without scoring.
You're absolutely right. I don't see how anybody in their right mind could disagree. I think if what Tim Legler were saying were actually an issue for the Kings, there's no way they would have had the offensive numbers they had last year. They'd be struggling every night. It'd be, oh man, they're not scoring. That's not a problem for this team.
Right.
Now you can say, well, it was last year in the playoffs, which is his point. And yeah, Domas, let's be honest. In my opinion, he still has to prove that he can take his game up a notch, or at least maintain in the playoffs what he's done in the regular season. I think that's fair to say. I think he can do it, but I think it's fair to say, well, you know, in the past, he's had issues with that.
Yes, but they also came within a Steph Curry 50-point game of advancing. And so
I know.
Much of as that was an issue last year, that was not the reason why they lost the series.
I agree.
And so this is what I'm talking about. It's the same tired. So no matter what Domas does in the regular season, it won't matter. He has to prove it come postseason. That's where it's going to have to matter for him.
Do you agree with me? Maybe you don't agree. I know I'm being redundant here. I think a lot of people that don't respect Domas, it's because he's not a 25 or more point per game scorer. That's wrong. That's not how you should look at it. But I think that's why people look at him compared to other guys and go, yeah, I guess he's okay. And they don't appreciate the other things he does, which are just as important.
No, you're 100% right. And the thing about Domas, he could average 25 points per game. Look at his efficiency. Look at his field.
I think you're right.
It's just that he doesn't take enough shots. You look at all those other
Not
scorers.
a selfish bone in his body.
Exactly. And you look at all the leading scorers in the NBA, and I'm pulling it up right now. To get to that point, you got to put the ball up. Like, Domas is extremely efficient from the field. Like, this guy is, among the league leaders in efficiency. And sure, he doesn't take a lot of threes. It doesn't, he doesn't, pull up, got a bag where he pulls up and crosses somebody over, and it's not fancy or anything like that. But Domantas Sabonis, when you look at it, I'm going down the list right now, and I got to go way down. Domantas Sabonis here takes 13.2 shots. Game? Yeah, I'm at 13.2.
Oh,
everybody
way down.
You got to go way down.
Yeah.
15.3 is Zion, and he averages 22.4.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if the dude shot 18 times a game,
yeah,
he'd be at 26, 27, but that's not his game.
Yeah. Sometimes I think he should. But
I agree.
Yeah. When we come back, why no Jimmy Butler is good in more ways than one. Next, from the Golden One Center on Sactown Sports Drive.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
They're going to give it. No, it's a play action. Purdy going to roll left, throw for the end zone. Caught by George Kittle. He has the hat trick tonight, a career high. 3 touchdown catches for George. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Are you stressing about your IRS tax problems? Have you received notices from the IRS threatening to garnish your wages, levy your bank accounts, or seize your property? You need an ally. Allies Tax Relief has tax attorneys and enrolled agents that are ready to fight for you. They have saved millions for taxpayers just like you. Allies Tax Relief can help put a stop to IRS collections and, most importantly, negotiate your tax debt. Here's Brenda, a happy client of Allies Tax Relief.
I owed the IRS around $57,000, and they're about to start garnishing my paychecks. I heard a commercial on the radio about Allies Tax Relief, so I thought I'd give them a call. After a day, they were able to at least stop the garnishments, and after a few months of negotiations, I walked away owing the IRS only $301.
If you owe the IRS, call Allies Tax Relief right now for your free consultation. Call 800-805-1723. 800-805-1723. That's 800-805-1723.
All right, Uncle Dave here for Jiffy Lube, your proud sponsor of the Drive of the Game. Listen to every Kings game for Gary Gerald's Drive of the Game call. Then listen to Jason and me the next morning for a chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area. Jiffy Lube, your place for oil changes, wiper blades, tire rotations, and more. Hey, for valuable coupons and a location near you, visit jiffylube.com.
Sactown Sports is home to the Kings, Niners, and now the business of sports. Hosted by Kelly Brothers and brought to you by Cap Trust, offering customized, independent financial advice at captrust.com. Join Kelly Brothers, Carmichael, Dave, and Jason as they look at the business of sports every Thursday at 7:40 a.m. You want to know how sports really work? Follow the money with Kelly Brothers from Cap Trust on Sactown Sports.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Brakes? We can save you 15% on that. We have OE quality Duralast brake pads and rotors in stock, ready for pickup or delivery. We also have calipers, brake fluid, tools, and anything else you'll need to do the job right. When you get Duralast pads and rotors together, you'll save 15%. It's just part of what makes us America's #1 brakes destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Hear that? The sound of adorable little birds in your garden. And if you were here, you'd taste the 2 sweet but tiny tomatoes you grew all by yourself. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens when you're riding your motorcycle, protected by Progressive, on your way to the store for a pack of normal-sized tomatoes. So if you ride, switch to Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer, without getting your hands dirty. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Hagen Oaks is introducing the hot new Callaway Paradigm AI Smoke line of drivers, fairways, hybrids, and iron sets that are sweeter from every spot. AI Smoke is designed with thousands of real player data and a revolutionary new AI Smart Face for sweet spots across the entire face. Ask about the full line of Callaway Paradigm AI Smoke woods and irons and find your sweet spot at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with 0 down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com.
0 down with approved credit.
When the unexpected happens, trust AutoAccident.com.
Loyalty and compassion set them apart. They're with you every step of the way. AutoAccident.com. That's AutoAccident.com.
Thousands of years ago, ancient civilizations used leather for water skins, armor, and sandals. Hi, this is Franklin Rozier with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Today, leather is one of nature's most luxurious products. The combination of leather with beautifully designed furniture creates an end product that adds luxury and sophistication to any room. During Naturewood Home Furnishings leather sale, you'll find their considerable selection of leather is flexible, breathable, natural, and maybe most important, comfortable. Whether you're a relaxed contemporary kind of person or you're more classic leather, Naturewood Home Furnishings has color choices and styles to fit your home. In fact, I doubt any store can beat Naturewood's selection. During Naturewood's leather sale, all leather furniture is on sale for a limited time. Sit, enjoy the comfort of leather at Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
You know what I love about the fact that Jimmy Butler's not playing tonight?
What?
I mean, obviously the Kings benefit from that, but I love the fact that we had a couple scrapes in the NBA Friday. It's the Drive Guys here, coming to you from Golden One, where the Kings take on the Heat tonight after last night's very impressive win over the Clippers, of course. It was just nice to see, especially after the All-Star game. I understand it, but the All-Star game basically was the best players in the game sitting around exchanging teddy bears, right? Like, how are you?
Yeah.
Tickling each other, giggling. And then Friday, we had a couple legitimate shoving matches. Glad nobody got hurt. Don't want to see anybody get hurt. But the Hornets,
yes.
The Hornets.
Is this some new unwritten rule? I don't care if it is or not. Just some anger, some angst, a little fisticuffs. Like,
yeah,
show me you care.
Exactly.
You know, like you said. I mean, I'm all for it. I don't care if it's an unwritten rule or not. Like, you know, it's not supposed to be sweet out there on the basketball court. I mean, especially you're battling for 48 minutes. You're pulling, you're pushing, you're grabbing, you're holding, you're fouling, you're hacking. And then after the game, hey guys, nice game. No, you're supposed to be pissed off at the end of if you're getting your butt kicked that somebody takes a shot on you.
Right.
So I like that. I'm okay with that.
Yes, because we are paying. We don't always have to pay, but sometimes we pay. We are paying as fans to watch people compete, right?
Yes.
Not be buddy, to compete. So I was glad to see that, and that was quite a shoving match that the Pelicans got involved in with the Heat.
Yeah,
because you had, what was it, Kevin Love, I think, fouled Zion, and then was it Najee Marshall came in?
Marshall and
yeah,
Jimmy Butler.
And then he shoves Jimmy, and then look out, it's on.
And Jimmy's like, oh no, we'll see him again next time. They got to come to our place, and you know, and so I love that, and so and it helps the Kings out. You know, the team shorthanded tonight, second night of a back-to-back for Sacramento, and so no, we'll see. You know, one thing about the Kings, you don't see a whole lot of pushing and shoving amongst, like with, you know, Trey Lyles with Milwaukee last year, but
that stands out, right?
Right,
because it never happens.
It never happens with the Kings team. Would you like to see more of that from the Kings?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to go out of your way, but just I'd like to see the Kings play more physically to the point where other teams are going to start feeling like they have to shove back. If the Kings keep playing, I think like they did last night, other teams are going to take umbrage, and we're going to start to see some shoves.
No, you're right. And I thought the Clippers took up their physicality at some point last night, and I was impressed. And a remark to Katie, so did the Kings. Like the Kings responded.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, oh,
yeah,
is this how we're playing? We saw it with De'Aaron Fox, you know, Keegan mixing it up a little bit. Malik, you know, like, all right, if this is how we're going to play, let's bring it. And so that's what made yesterday so great, is that, you know, it wasn't a, you know, just an easy walk in the park, you know, every three is falling, you know, an aesthetically pleasing game. Like, you had to get in the mud to get that win last night.
What'd you think of the officiating last night? You didn't like the technical, right? Nobody liked the technical.
I didn't like the technical, and I don't like the way, and I mentioned this several times yesterday, and it's been a topic of discussion on social media as well. The foul calls that some offensive players get when they're driving to the basket. And it happened a couple of times with James Harden. He's driving in, he throws his shoulder,
initiates contact,
initiates the contact, then goes back, and it's a foul on De'Aaron Fox. It is like, what is a defender supposed to do? I understand it's crafty, it's clever. James Harden just taking advantage of the rules, playing on the officials and everything like that. But that is such a maddening, frustrating call, because as a defender, you're sliding. James Harden comes in, and then, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a master at that as well. And so when you ask me about the officiating, it wasn't just those three officials. It happens around the league that upsets me.
Yeah. Players always ask, like you just said, what am I supposed to do?
Right.
And really, if you extend the logic out, what you're supposed to do there, the way the officials call it, is if a guy's driving and you're there, you're supposed to turn and run away.
Right, back up.
Because otherwise
yeah, exactly. That's an indefensible play if they're going to call that foul.
Yes. By the way, the Lakers were upset last night, or yesterday, I guess. They lost to the Suns, 123-113. Lakers averaged 25 free throws a game, 6th most in the league. And yesterday they shot, what did they shoot? 8 and none in the second half. Yeah, 8
none in the
whole
half.
game, none in the second half. So they were upset about that. Everybody's upset about the officiating.
And nobody's going to, feel sorry for the Lakers.
Right.
They lead the league by far when it comes to free throw attempts. And, finally they get to feel it. It is surprising with a team like with LeBron James, Anthony Davis, that you don't get to the foul line. But deal with it, Lakers fans. We've been having to deal with those kind of calls or non-calls forever.
Yeah, Darvin Ham did say, and this is what you hear players saying, baseball players say this about strike zone. He says, we want some consistency. We see inconsistency. And that has been the biggest problem in the NBA. And I think it's because they're allowing more contact. So one referee's foul now, if you're going to allow contact, well, that was a foul. It's like, no, he hit him, but that wasn't a foul. And then you end up in this domain of where you can't make sense of any calls.
Yes. And there was a call yesterday, and I forget exactly what play it was, but you had one referee right there on the baseline, like right there, and another from way across the court is making the call. And it's like, to your point, one referee's foul isn't necessarily another's, based on the contact.
Yeah, because you're leaving so much open to interpretation where it's okay if you contact him, just a matter if you impede him enough for it to be a foul.
Right.
So that's something the league has to look at. Maybe they're allowing more contact because they're trying to put a little bit of a lid on the scoring.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe.
Or it's good for the fans, though. I don't know.
Right. I wish they would allow defense back in the NBA. It's so hard to defend in today's NBA.
Yeah, maybe they're trying to do that and they're struggling with that. Meanwhile, are you over the Sabonis All-Star snubbing yet? Because Mike Brown made it clear last night he is not. That's next year with the Drive Guys from the Goldman Center on Sactown Sports.
Subscribe to Sactown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys, live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sactown Sports.
For John's 60th birthday, his family planned to drive down Old Route 66. But the trip took a detour when his wife got sick with RSV. It's a highly contagious virus that can lead to breathing problems and hospitalizations.
This year, we don't want to cancel our plans. We're protecting ourselves with Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo, respiratory syncytial virus vaccine.
Abrysvo, a vaccine to prevent lower respiratory disease from RSV in people 60 years and older. It's not for everyone and may not protect all who receive it. Don't get Abrysvo if you've had an allergic reaction to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may decrease your response. Most common side effects are tiredness, headache, injection site pain, and muscle pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-844-989-7284 or visit abrysvo.com.
So don't wait. Ask your pharmacist or doctor about Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo, because every breath matters.
Get huge savings on our best selection of new Hondas during our Honda President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave asking you, are you feeling the pain of paying more and more for your gas? PG&E has increased their rates 4 times in the last 5 years, and the new forecast says PG&E customers may see their bills increase 32% by 2026. The good thing is there are steps you can take to protect yourself from these rate hikes, and better yet, American Energy may be able to help you completely eliminate your gas bill with a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. Did you know SMUD offers huge rebates to eliminate your old gas guzzler? They can help you guide through the whole process. Seriously, listen to me. You go to the SMUD website. There's tons of rebates available, but it is confusing on how to do it. Listen to these rebates. $2,500 from American Energy, $3,500 from SMUD, $1,000 from Caltech, $2,000 home system upgrades. That's $9,000 in rebates. Let American Energy help you out at 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Hey, Sacramento, guess what? It's an extra special year, a leap year, and we're making every second count at Elk Grove Kia. Get ready to leap into savings like never before. February might be the shortest month, but our deals are anything but short on value. We're slashing used car prices so you can take home your dream Kia today. And speaking of dreams, leap into this deal with the Kia Forte for just $19,988. It's sleek, it's stylish, and it's waiting for you to drive it home. But wait, there's more. Lease the stunning Kia Seltos for only $199 per month. Yes, you heard it right. A brand new SUV for just $199 per month with approved credit and a down payment of $3,595 plus taxes and fees. This deal is too good not to take the leap. Drive away in style with the Kia Seltos. But hurry, our inventory is limited and these deals won't last forever. Visit us at Elk Grove Kia, conveniently located in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, or check us out online at elkgrovekia.com and leap into savings today. Only at
Elk Grove Kia.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com. Brought to you by Coors Light, Garner Roofing, and Roseville Kitchen and Bath.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports.
Whether you hood or you backpack, so sack with. Whether you grind or you manifest.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
A lot of people looked at what the Kings did last year when they came out of the All-Star break and hoped that they could repeat it. Obviously, you still have a ways to go, but so far, so good. Kings playing some of their best basketball of the year. Right now, one of their biggest wins of the year. Last night against the Clippers. Who knows in this roller coaster season where we go next, Drapes, but these are good signs for Sacramento Kings fans.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and we started February as saying this month will make or break this Kings team. And, you know, I'll have to look at the schedule and what they've been able to do. But by all accounts, they've survived this month so far pretty well, talking about the Sacramento Kings. And so this is a gauntlet that they're in. You know, last night's game against the Clippers, you know, Denver right before the All-Star break. You got a couple coming up here to end the month against Denver and Minnesota. And so this is a critical stretch right now for the Kings, and they've done a great job.
On the YouTube, couple of comments here. I mentioned that Rich He said, shame on ESPN for not acknowledging the Light the Beam chants. And I said, well, maybe shame on you, Rich, for not watching Drapes and Katie. But Rich, I apologize. I forgot Rich is in San Diego. And he said, I didn't have the option. Didn't have the options. All right. Thank you, Rich.
Okay.
Arthur Smith says, I guess we're all disappointed with the NBA All-Star game in Indy, but yes, we got snubbed. We know better. I'm sure we will get an All-Star next season, and we need the All-Star game here in Sacramento. Yeah, fingers crossed on that. It'll be a while. But hearing you and Katie last night, it was funny because you were saying during the game, Mike Brown's not over that snubbage yet, huh? I guess it's based on his pregame comments in addition to the postgame, which we're going to get to.
Yeah, exactly. And he shouldn't be and I feel like DeMontis won't say it, but because he's letting his play do the talking. But he's playing with a chip on his shoulder where he's the best big man on the floor night in and night out. And we saw him twice outdo Nikola Jokic. And so, maybe that All-Star stub, is a little chip on his shoulder.
Yeah. Good center matchup tonight.
Bam Adebayo, yes. Versatile big, can defend, handle the rock. Two of the bigs that can get the rebound and take it coast to coast. And so that's going to be a key matchup. And the Heat, I think they're going to need a big game out of Bam, a big scoring game out of Bam. So I'm watching for that tonight.
Yeah, what really stood out, as Drapes mentioned on Drapes Takes about Domas last night, he has another triple-double, 17 and 15 and 12, but he didn't shoot the ball well for him. And that happens, but it's just really unusual for him, finishing 7 of 17 after a really slow start. After the game, Mike Brown talked about Domas and the triple-double things that he's doing and said people don't realize how historic this is.
Domas, another triple-double. This is Domas's 20th triple-double, I think, on the year. Guys, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 5 other players that have had 20 triple-doubles in a season. I don't know if you guys, 5 other players that had a triple-double in a season. And these are Hall of Famers. James Harden, Nikola Jokic, Wilt Chamberlain, Russell Westbrook, and Oscar Robinson, and Domas Sabonis. The sad part about it is this man didn't even get an all-star bid. And he's one of 6 in the history, not in the season, in the history of the game. It's unbelievable to me how this league operates in that arena. It is what it is.
How about that? Hey. He's not letting this go. No, that's after a win.
And he talked about a pregame.
I know.
Postgame as well. And so, and that's what I'm talking about. Domantas Sabonis continues to go out there and prove. And it's so upsetting that it was the coaches who got it wrong. So he's on this personal tour where he's, taking names and kicking butts and everything. Like, oh, you didn't vote for me? And you got to wonder, too. And this is the thing when it comes to All-Star voting. Media, they release it. Players, like there should be some coaches held accountable. All right, who did not vote for Domantas Sabonis in the All-Star game? Mm-hmm. Like, I want names. I want to know from these coaches who had Karl Anthony Towns over Domas, and explain yourself. Mm-hmm. Sort of like officials, when they had a pool report after the game or something like that. Like, I need to know and tell me why. What was your reasoning?
Yeah. What has surprised you the most about what he's doing as a King? And I will just say again, when they made the trade, I thought Sabonis is a really nice player. And I was a big Halliburton guy. I didn't see that it was going to work out as well as it did. Okay. I'm just being honest.
Right.
I didn't know that he was going to be able to do as much as he's doing. I don't even know if he knew that, but what has surprised you the most about what he's done, the numbers he's put up since he's been here?
I would say I knew he was a good passer. I knew he was a great rebounder, because I got to see him in Indiana when I was out east. I didn't know he could run the offense. That's probably been the biggest surprise. I knew he could pass the ball, but you design your offense to this guy be the primary ball handler, primary facilitator, And so, and he gets guys great shots. They play off him well. He's unselfish. So I would say that's probably it. The work ethic and the hard hat attitude mentality, I think that's been great. Also, I'll add too, Whitey, he's so effective without a bag, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. his offensive moves aren't, he ain't got no step back to it, or he's not going to cross you up and break ankles.
He doesn't even have the little Jokic.
Yeah, he doesn't
stuff.
even have a flip. It's just a power kind of game.
Well, you sound like Tim Legler all of a sudden.
No, and don't even, because I do think Domas. What are you doing over there, man?
Backstreet
Boys? What's going on? They're singing, man. We're doing a show over here.
Where are you singing Backstreet?
What are you doing? Singing, tell me why? Yes. I'm like, what are you doing?
It was pretty good.
Yeah. Right. But no, I mean,
I'm auditioning. Sorry.
I will say, Domas, and we've talked about it. I would like him, and you said it, to shoot more.
Yeah.
I need that 15 to 17 footer a little bit more.
Yeah.
I need that when they sag off you, let it fly.
Punish them.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you. I didn't know that he was capable of being the type of facilitator that he's been here.
Yes.
As you say, if you watched him, you knew that that's a guy who's he's got good court vision, but the way this is a rough comparison, but I think there's something to it. The way they got him to start playing kind of the Draymond Green role in this offense. And I remember early last year, I think, if I remember correctly, he wasn't crazy about the idea initially of being that type of facilitator and, bringing the ball up.
Right.
And then he worked into it now to the point where obviously he's one of the best in the league. It's made him one of the best players in the league.
I think he went to Mike Brown and said, I can do more on that end.
Oh, okay.
I think that's how it went down.
Gotcha. Thank you.
It was, Mike, I can grab the rebound and go coast to coast. And so, no, you're right, man. And when we talk about most valuable pieces of this team, Fox, obviously, but Domas, he does so much.
And he does it every
night. And so, when you lose his production, let's say, he was questionable last week for that San Antonio game, and we're like, oh man, where are you going to miss him the most? Well, it's not the scoring, the facilitating and rebound. Who can bring that to the table the way Domantas Sabonis does?
I think it's fair to say he's a throwback. He's old school.
Yes.
Right. He plays every game, and he plays every game really hard, and he's very consistent. And that's, unfortunately, it's kind of rare these days.
It is. And, and the thing I like too, Whitey, you said he plays hard. He's a guy that this city can be proud of. There's no question about this effort. There's no question about whether or not he cares, because he shows it night in and night out.
I think the best Kings teams, they kind of reflect what the community is about. And I think that's one of the things about this team that reflects what this community is about is Domas and the way he goes about his work every day with that work ethic, and he produces every single day without a selfish bone in his body.
Right. Exactly. And at times he can be unselfish to a fault, but when you look at the trade, getting rid of Tyrese, bringing in Domas, it not only unlocked Domas, but De'Aaron Fox has benefited, and Domas has let Fox be the guy. You know what, De'Aaron? You're the fourth quarter guy. This is your team. You're the leader. The ball's in both our hands. I'm going to make you look good. You make me. I think they just work so well together.
Mm-hmm. Where do the Kings go from here? How are they going to fare tonight? Can they get it done again tonight? We'll find out from Kings beat reporter for the Associated Press, Antonio Ray Harvey, joins us next. The Drive Guys at the Golden One on Sactown Sports.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
Going deep down the sideline for Ayuk. He's got it, and he's gone. 10, 5, touchdown! San Francisco! Ayuk is on fire!
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year, and thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Guys, want to lose weight, improve your performance, and increase your drive? Revive Men's Health Sacramento can help you address the root causes of weight gain, low energy, poor drive, and performance issues. And since your testosterone level has a direct impact on your weight and fitness, we'll give you a free T-check and free exam at Revive Sacramento. Imagine upping your game, losing weight, and getting in shape all at once. Revive can help you make it happen with our new cutting-edge weight loss medications, like your favorite athletes and celebrities use. They're affordable and available now. Weight gain and low T are treatable conditions. We know we can help you. Take that first step and book today. You're only one step away from getting in the best shape of your life. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
This segment is brought to you by Subcontractors United, your source for all home improvement needs. Dream big at subcontractorsunited.com.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Thanks to Compio in the chat. He says, Whitey and Draper sitting very close together today. Friendship. Megadeth Knight says they both use Old Spice, I'm sure, so they can sit that close. We're having a good time today. This is a wonderful day to be a Kings fan. And speaking of the Kings, Sacramento media royalty joining us now. Kings beat reporter for the Associated Press, Antonio Ray Harvey. How you doing, Tony? Thanks for joining.
How you doing today, Kevin? How you doing, Drapes?
I'm good. What's up, man?
No, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
I know that you
extremely busy, but I had to make some time for you.
We appreciate your time.
You know.
Yeah. And look, I know that last time you were with us, you weren't really with us. You came up here to say hi or something, and you accidentally kicked something, and it was so that you apologize. It was fine. I was telling Drapes, we're all good, but I know you felt bad about that. No need to apologize for that, Tony. You're always welcome on our show.
It's just that usually, just real quick, when I'm coming into G1C, I'm listening to you guys on the radio. So after 4:00, I'm tuning in, to hear what you guys say. And that particular day, I said, let me just swing over here and say hello as I head down to the media room. And lo and behold, old Goofy had to trip over some things and, bounced in you guys' shot, and kind of disrupting things. So yeah, you guys know I didn't mean anything like that. Party crash.
Yeah. Hey, Tony, what impressed you the most about the big win for the Kings last night in L.A.?
Oh, absolutely. The defense. I mean, they was running like it was a military operation. I mean, there was a lot of formations going on there, with the deflections and the double teams and the traps, the steals, court awareness, knowing where everybody else, on that defensive end. And, De'Aaron and DeMontis had 3 steals apiece. They're understanding what's happening on defense as far as these opposing teams. So I was really impressed with that last night. And, throughout the season, we've been seeing, a glimpse of what they can do. They just need to do it more on a consistent basis. But they were really focused. They were all together last night.
No, you're right about that, Tony. One of the best wins of the season. Let's start with De'Aaron Fox. And the thing that I liked last night about De'Aaron Fox, the Clippers had 3 Hall of Famers out there. They had Kawhi Leonard, an MVP candidate, James Harden, an MVP, former MVP, Westbrook. But De'Aaron Fox was the best player on the floor. Is that the De'Aaron Fox they need to make a serious run come playoff time?
Without a doubt, Drapes. He's definitely. I would have to consider. He's the best player on the team, and things doesn't really happen. Without him. And I know in the last 3 games that they won, he's been a very effective, very active in the fourth quarter. So when he's playing like that, it's all systems go. They have the highest possibility of winning these games. I think. I was looking at it in these last 3 fourth quarters. He's averaging about 11.5, 12 points a game in those, but he's doing other things. He's doing that two-way thing. He's a true two-way player. So, if he's doing that on the defensive end, he's getting 1 or 2 steals, he's dishing off the ball, he's doing a little playmaking, and he's getting those baskets for him. And he's doing it like, he's having these like one-man scoring runs, and I'm kind of liking that. That's what he's known for. In the fourth quarter, he is fourth quarter Fox. So, hey, if they're going to make a run and they're going to get to the playoffs and make these deep runs that Coach Mike Brown has always talked about, him and his coaching staff, man, they got a great shot, but they just have to play with some consistency. consistency.
And yeah, Antonio Ray Harvey, nice enough to join as Kings beat reporter for the AP. In your opinion, Tone, right now, are the Kings better than they were last year? Is this team better than last year?
Well, oh man, that's a good question, Kevin. I'm gonna have to reserve that because they're right at the same. That's scary. Just because they're right at in the same boat. The only difference is they have the same record, but now they're in fifth place in the Western Conference. They're playing some really good balls, but and the reason why I want to stand down on those because they had some really serious bad losses earlier, to some 7-game win teams, and that kind of factor into everything. I mean, they're really playing well. I mean, they're 10 games over 500. I understand that. I'm not even really trusting what's going to go on tonight. You know how these things are when they play these teams that is kind of short, depleted wise. So, but right now I can only say that they're playing well, at least in these last 3 games, and just hope for the best that they can continue that and be better than they are last season.
Our guy Tony Harvey joining us here on the Drive Guy, Sactown Sports 1140. Tony, when you look at the moves or lack thereof that Monte McNair didn't do this offseason, didn't do this trade deadline, what do you make of that? What do you make of the belief that the Kings just ran it back? And do you subscribe to the fact that, this team just needs some seasoning, some time to grow, and everything will be okay?
Well, it seems like, they're gelling together right now. When I look back on, last summer, no, there wasn't any big major moves. They trusted these guys. They had confidence in these guys. They brought in Sasha Physicality, and then they signed JaVale McGee, to fill in the blanks and stuff like that. So I just felt like, they just feel comfortable of what they had to make that run back. But I also have to look at the fact that what they're probably trying to do down the road, I'm sure they want to re-sign Malik Monk, and deservedly so. They should bring it back in the fold. Then later on, you're going to have to take care of Keegan Murray, take care of his contract. I know De'Aaron, he's another contract is going to be looming for him. So I don't like to speculate or anything like that, but you have to look at those type of situations that you don't want to bring too many big guys in here to kind of disrupt, those contract negotiations on down the road. Now, I know they had an opportunity to get Pascal Siakam, and that would have been a nice little addition. But then there's, these other factors that's going on. So they did make a deal. Okay, so they gave them a little room to take care of Keon Ellis. He deserved it. He's been working really well with that team. Sometimes, you even act as a spokesperson. But he deserved what he got. And then, they bumped up Mason Jones to a 2-way player to fill in Keon's spot. So I just think that's where they're really comfortable right now. Now, whatever happens, this coming off season, that would help as well, too. So I really do hope that they're able to maneuver some things where they can keep Malik Monk and bring in somebody else who can help them in some areas.
Tony, you've been covering the team for quite a while. Who would
22
you say,
years.
Who's your great? Who's your favorite player on this team to talk to hear from, and why? Who do you enjoy talking with the most on this current team?
Probably those guys from when I first started, with the Vladis and the Chris Webbers and the Mike Bibbies, Peja Stojakovic, on down the line, Doug Christie, who's still around. I really enjoy, being around them because when I first started, I wasn't star-gazed or anything like that, but those guys really made the media around here really comfortable. And that's back in the day when it was wall to wall. I mean, the media room was just packed with reporters and stuff, but they knew how to handle each and all of us. I mean, they were human. But through the years, same way with some coaches that I've dealt with, Keith Smart, Reggie Theus, and back to the player, DeMarcus Cousins, who he just shot us down all at one point, during our careers and stuff. But he's a really nice guy. I mean, I know he can be pretty much of a live wire sometimes, but he was really a nice guy. He did a lot of good things in his community. And then, with the current players too, they're so professional in what they do and how they handle us, no matter, if things are good or things are bad. I call it the benevolent society, this current group and stuff, but they're all professionals. I like talking to all of them. I don't care who it is. A lot of players through this history in my 22 years of covering the team that I have a lot of respect for, and as well as the coaches and the coaching staff, right on up to the administration. So I could just go all down the line about the people that I like covering and talking to and interviewing, but they're all professionals.
Our guy Tony Harvey. Tony, what time you getting out to the arena tonight? And is this a must win? Like, you got to win this after a great win last night, right?
Well, I usually get out there about 4:30, as y'all know, Drake. I'm one of the first ones down there in the media room because I'm doing so much and I'm bouncing around to both teams, the opposing teams and, of course, the Kings, doing the press conference, pregame, postgame. As far as this game, I really do hope that they get it, and keep that going because they got Denver again, in a couple days. So if they can get this game, that's 4 straight. I don't think Denver can really handle the Kings at this point. Okay, that's one of the things that they're going to look. Denver Nuggets going to look back and say this team is a problem. And right now, I wouldn't mind if the Kings face the Denver Nuggets in the first round of the playoff, or at any point, because I really do think that they have the confidence to beat this team. But in regards to what's going to happen tonight, it's a must win. You must take this. You must do this. But right now, my confidence level, you know how it is, when they come back after big wins and long road trips and stuff, they don't seem to react to those well. But I would say they're going to win tonight.
Okay.
All right. You didn't sound too sure, but
right.
I would say
they let me down.
Twisted my heart.
Right. Hey, I'm just at that point. I've been preaching it. Right now, I don't trust you. I want you to win, Sacramento Kings, but right now, I don't trust you. Keep proving to me that you're going to be consistent. Okay. I'm pretty much with everybody else with this long. You know how this is. We always want our Kings fans to be happy, and of course, a lot of members of the media as well. But I'm going to stand down until I see a string of games here, and what's pretty interesting too, because you guys know the Western Conference is so tight. I was listening to Scott Marsh and Henry Turner, iFlyer, yesterday. They were talking about the standings and stuff. Now I'm looking at the last 10 games of the Western Conference, and the teams, in that 10th spot, playing or playoff. They all have a record of, they done won 60% of their games in the last 10 games, each team, 1 through 10. So when the Kings look at things like this, I'm pretty sure they was aware of it like last night. I mean, you woke up, you were in the 7th place, then the next thing you know, you win a game, you jump up to 5, you jump over the Suns, and you're up to 5. These games got to be taken care of because the conference is so tight, It's going to be like that till the last game is played in April.
I think Jay has a question for you too. Do you have a question for Tony, Jay?
Yeah, Tony, on the Drive, guys, we talk it all, the walks of life, man. I see that Ella Fitzgerald poster behind you, brother. Are you
yes.
We give shots out and love on this show. We do it all. But speak on that real quick.
Well, this happened to be Ella Fitzgerald and Duke Ellington and Benny Goodman is taking the downbeat in New York City back in 1949. I'm a big fan, the old style of jazz players, the Bird, Charlie Parker, Thelonious Monk, all of those. And, of course, John Coltrane. I listen to a lot of music in my downtime, stuff like that. I'm glad you recognize that, Jay. You know me, man. I'm old school. Old soul. I'm old anyway, but
that's all right, man. You seasoned,
I got
brother.
these things around the house.
That's right.
And this is one of my favorite posters because, I'm a big Benny Goodman fan and I'm a big Duke Ellington fan. And Ella Fitzgerald, I first started listening to her, with my mom. She used to do a lot of scat, You know, that little scat singing and stuff. And it's always kind of like, it's kind of catchy to me, though. But thanks for recognizing that, brother. Appreciate you.
Well, thank you, Tony, for being with us. We appreciate it. We'll see you in a little bit. Thank you, Tony Harvey, for being with us. When we come back, can the Kings catch the Clippers? Next, we're in the Golden One with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10-5. Touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sactown Sports.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how an injury can turn anyone's life upside down. Whether it's a slip and fall, a car accident, or any other kind of injury. For almost 50 years, the Arnold Law Firm has been here to help you through the entire process to protect you and your family. If you are ever injured or in an accident, call the Arnold Law Firm. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777. That's 916-777-7777.
I just can't control my feet.
Coming to the venue at Thunder Valley, March 30th, World One presents The Jacksons with Sister Sledge. Tickets available now at the Thunder Valley box office, Ticketmaster.com, and WorldOnePresents.com.
Fargo, the new virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, makes banking faster and easier. Like this.
Fargo, what's my checking account routing number?
And this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card.
And this.
Fargo, what did I spend on groceries last month?
And that's just the beginning. Do you Fargo? You can in the Wells Fargo mobile app. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/getfargo.
Terms and conditions apply. Your mobile carrier's availability and message and data rates may apply. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Discover your dream home at Subcontractors United, your source for all home improvement needs. A talented team of home services experts is ready to make your projects a breeze. No more endless internet searches. Find your contractors in one place. Enjoy stress-free service absolutely free, with no hidden costs and no account to set up. Transform your living space into something extraordinary. Visit Subcontractors United today and experience the joy of hassle-free home improvement. Dream big at subcontractorsunited.com.
Dr. Ken Howachek and kinesiologist Kelsey Graham discuss the Good Feet store.
The foot has a lot of detail. It has a lot of complexity. There's a lot that can go wrong. A lot of problems start in the foot and end up elsewhere. Knee pain, hip pain, back pain. When aligning the feet properly, we can see relief elsewhere. And that's the beauty of the Good Feet Arch support. It can place the feet into their ideal position and gives them the balance, the support, the comfort, and the relief of the pain. The bottom line is that the Good Feet Arch support can be a highly effective pain relief solution when nothing else has worked.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Modesto, Stockton, and Vacaville for a free fitting and test walk.
Increase leads and get more customers. We create tailored digital marketing strategies that deliver results. On your next campaign, aim higher. Go to aimyourdigital.com and get started today. aimyourdigital.com.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sactown Sports.
One of the things I loved about the win last night, Drapes, the fact that the Kings were wearing purple. You know, tonight the Kings are taking on the Heat at the Golden One Center. They're wearing the 100th anniversary kind of Royals type throwback. I forget the term they have for these jerseys, but the red, white, and blue ones, which are wonderful. But the beam is purple. I love it when the Kings wear purple and they win. I like that.
Does it really bother you?
A little bit. It's like that's what you are. The beam is purple. The Kings have to embrace their purpleness. That's their identity. Royalty, purple.
Pay homage to history and yesteryear. And
they do
that's
that
all
a
it
lot.
is.
They do that a lot.
It's okay, Whitey. Calm down, big fella.
Purple.
Calm down.
Yeah.
This is not a day to be agitated about anything. All is right in the world.
Well, maybe I'm a little superstitious too. It's like, man, they wore purple last night. They looked really good. Oh, they're not wearing purple tonight. Oh, no. Oh, no. Do you think there's a way where the Kings could catch the Clippers? And before you answer.
Oh,
yeah. Let's see here. The Clippers have alternated wins and losses for 8 games in a row now. The mighty, mighty Clippers. Your favorite ESPN last night, at one point, they had a graphic, a question that said, what could keep the Clippers from the Western Conference Finals?
Dang.
As if it's,
you're right, or
destined to happen.
It's going to be, that. I said yes earlier, and I'm going to stick with that and say yes. There's something going on with the Clippers right now. They went on a crazy tear after the James Harden trade. Remember, they had lost 7 in a row. They figured it out, and then they've had the second best record in the NBA since then. But there's something going on right now. Paul George. First of all, his injury situation. Second of all, his contract situation. Everything's not sweet down there in Los Angeles, I don't think. And when you look at their schedule, let me look at their record really quickly here just to do the math. They're 37 and 19. So they played what? 56 games. They got 26 left to go. Of those 26, Minnesota, Milwaukee, Minnesota. You got the Sixers twice. Who knows if Embiid will come back? Still got Sacramento. So we still got to play them. That's going to be a big game. That is. Yeah. You got Denver. You got Cleveland. You got Phoenix in the back-to-back.
So they have a tough schedule. And you're only 4 back. And so if you win that head-to-head matchup, I would say you got to make up 3 wins.
And
so
ladies and gentlemen, make some noise.
I think there is a shot to catch that fourth
seed, the Clippers.
Watching them last night, early on, the Clippers looked a little flat to me, and I thought they're not taking the Kings seriously, which surprised me. The more I thought about it, the Clippers were playing their 3rd game in 4 nights, and they were without Paul George, and they're an older team. And I think they're still just trying to get to the playoffs when you get more time between games, and they're trying to keep from breaking down between now and then. That's been something that has plagued them since they've been operating with this aging core. They're still phenomenally talented, but you saw last night, I mean, they were looking a little broken down, and the Kings took advantage of that, like shark smelling blood.
Yes.
There's the weak wolf sensing the weak caribou. We're bringing that one down because it's old, and that's what the Clippers were last night. So Yeah, I think there are a few things, no matter what ESPN wants to ask. I think there are a number of things that can keep the Clippers from the conference finals, and maybe the Kings are one of those things.
Yes, and when you look at the Clippers historically, health has been their issue. They've been relatively healthy this year.
They have.
Kawhi's only missed 5 games. Paul George, I think 5 or 6 now. Westbrook's out there. James Harden. So these are older guys, aging guys. And when you look at it also, you talk about strength of schedule. Their strength of schedule is right around the same as the Sactown. As of right now, they have the toughest schedule. That's where the Sacramento Kings can make up, and that's where the strength of schedule doesn't factor it in, whether you're home. So I think it is a possibility because when you look at down the stretch, Suns, I think they're still going to be playing for position. Denver may still be trying to figure out who's number 2, that's 4. So there's so much left to be on fire. I think it's going to be a race to the finish where all these games are important.
Yeah, as I said, the Clippers have ultimately been lost 3 games in a row, and the losses have been bad, and the wins have been shaky. So it's an older team right now, maybe teetering a little bit, extremely talented. So maybe they find themselves, but Paul George over 4 knees. Is that going to be a problem going forward? That's for the Clippers. That's the ongoing issue. Yeah, you just never know with them if you can rely on everybody staying healthy.
And historically, those guys just haven't been right. Kawhi was asked yesterday, what's been the difference between you? He said, well, I'm not coming off. I mean, but it's Father Time doesn't make anybody. I just think you look at the Kings got Boston, OKC, Minnesota, Denver, Clippers one more time in Milwaukee. All those teams just once. Clippers got Minnesota twice. They got Milwaukee twice. They got Phoenix twice. So I think it's a tough road for them ahead.
What is the ceiling for the Kings as far as the regular season? Can they get into the top 4? We've been saying, no, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Obviously, tonight, right, where they're playing lately, have to revisit that. It's going to be tough. But if last night, if that was real, if that was a reflection of how they can defend the rest of the way, I think they look like maybe they are poised here to go on a run. And then at the end of that run, who knows where they're going to end up.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Because one thing with the Kings, in my opinion, we still have not seen them at their best for an extended period, a sustained stretch. And if they can get these next 3, I think, are extremely important when you look at the Sacramento Kings schedule. You got this one tonight, Miami. I think you should win. If you could somehow come out with victories on the road against Denver, on the road against Minnesota, then you get a chance, Whitey, to really take advantage of that home slate. March is incredibly home friendly. Yep. And when you look at Chicago, you're short-handed, you're a better team. Yep. You're at the Lakers. You're a better team than the Lakers. Tomas hasn't lost Anthony Davis, in the regular season. San Antonio, Houston. You see what I mean? So you got a chance to bank up some wins and go on a nice 6-7 game winning streak. I don't want to overlook tonight or overlook these 2 coming up, but I think this is a critical week for the Kings.
I do too. So if you lose tonight,
right, then it's
we're right back where we started.
Right? Exactly.
You fooled me again.
The A's move to Las Vegas has hit another potential snag, and a giant all-time great is headed elsewhere. Look at a couple of very interesting baseball stories when we come back to the Golden One Center, the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead.
Can't get in my
all season long.
In LA also.
The Sacramento Kings.
Absolutely.
Sports at SactownSports.com.
Hey, Sacramento, guess what? It's our special year, a leap year, and we're making every
NBC
second count.
Are you TV?
I'm over there tonight.
February might be the shortest month, but our deals are anything but short on value. We're slashing used car prices so you can take home your dream Kia today. And speaking of dreams, leap into this deal with the Kia Forte for just $19,988. It's sleek, it's stylish, and it's waiting for you to drive it home. But wait, there's more. Lease the stunning Kia Seltos for only $199 per month. Yes, you heard it right. A brand new SUV for just $199 per month with approved credit and a down payment of $3,595 plus taxes and fees. This deal is too good not to take the leap. Drive away in style with the Kia Seltos. But hurry, our inventory is limited and these deals won't last forever. Visit us at Elk Grove Kia, conveniently located in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, or check us out online at elkgrovekia.com and leap into savings today. Only at Elk Grove Kia.
Ad paid for by AG Marketing Group. Attention timeshare owners. If you need to get rid of your timeshare for any reason, please listen to the following message. Getting out of a timeshare commitment is not easy, and it takes time. But we specialize in helping consumers legally get rid of their expensive timeshares forever. Can't get the vacation dates that work for you? Maybe you felt taken advantage of or forced into the timeshare? Maybe you just can't continue to shoulder those monthly payments any longer. If you need to eliminate your timeshare commitment, then you need to take down this number, 800-823-1687. We will safely and legally get rid of your timeshare payments forever, all with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Don't continue to let your timeshare be a financial burden to you and your loved ones. Call us now at 800-823-1687. The call is free. The consultation is free. Call 800-823-1687. That's 800-823-1687. Again, 800-823-1687.
Hagen Oaks is introducing the hot new Callaway Paradigm AI Smoke line of drivers, fairways, hybrids, and iron sets that are sweeter from every spot. AI Smoke is designed with thousands of real player data and a revolutionary new AI Smart Face for sweet spots across the entire face. Ask about the full line of Callaway Paradigm AI Smoke woods and irons and find your sweet spot at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
With RT Painting, our name says it all. We are a reliable and trusted commercial and residential painting company serving the Sacramento area since 1998. Employee-owned, our attention to detail is second to none. Put our decades of experience serving our community to use for you. Get a free quote today. Call us at 916-900-8112. That's 916-900-8112. Or go online to rtpainting.com. That's rtpainting.com. RT Painting, your trusted and reliable painting contractor.
And local every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
They are rehearsing tonight's national anthem here at the Golden One Center. Trace, did you know there are, I think I just learned, I thought there were 3 verses to the national anthem, and Nate just told me there's 4? There's like 4? We only hear the main one, but there's actually 3 other verses. When I was a kid, the Warriors, for special occasions, they would bring out this guy, and he was an opera singer, and he would sing before big playoff games. He would sing the national anthem, and he sang one of the other verses, and it was the weirdest thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I knew there were, extra verses, but I've actually never heard them or heard of anybody singing them or anything.
Well, what we haven't heard yet is all about your adventures in Los Angeles, because I'm hearing, before we get to some baseball things going on, that you had it going on this weekend.
I tell you, Los Angeles is one of my favorite cities. Your boy is always out and about. I'm in those streets in L.A. L.A. is my town, my kind of town, Whitey. So we get there Saturday, and I can't just sit in a hotel room.
No.
I got to get out. I got to see the streets. So I decided.
How's the weather?
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
Saturday was great. 70s, sunny.
Great.
I decided to go to UCLA USC basketball.
Ooh.
I wanted to see Bronny James up close and personal myself.
Who's the home team? Was it a Pauley or was it?
It was at Pauley.
Okay.
So that's sort of a bucket list thing for
Yeah,
me too. Like,
yeah.
The house that wouldn't build, Kareem, Bill Walton, all the history. And so I'm there and I'm by myself. I don't mind rolling solo. And I sit next to this couple And this woman next to me has these stack of papers. She got sheets of papers. And I'm like, and this woman's like 80. I'm like, what the heck?
In the stands
in
at
the
the game?
stands. Well, you say stands. I'm not up in the rafters, big fella. At least I got some good seats.
In the seats.
Yeah, in the seats.
Yeah. All right.
I had to walk
Pardon
down
me.
to get to my seat. But this lady, like 80 years old, Linda is her name, and she's a great lady. And I'm like, Linda, what's all these papers? What are you doing? She's like, oh, I keep stats every game. So she sat there during the game, keeping her own stats, tracking turnovers, tracking shots.
She doesn't have the internet?
No, but get this. Guess how long she's been doing it? Guess when her first game was?
I'm going to guess was 1962.
Bing, 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 bing. 100% right.
How about that?
She's done every game. She goes on the road. I'm like, Linda, you go to Utah when they play? Yup. You go to Hawaii? Yup. She goes everywhere they go. Every single game. It was right. You should go on a game show, play the lottery or something. I don't believe you guessed that. But 1962, she has seen every player to come through UCLA in the last 50 plus.
Did she go there, or how did she become such a fan?
Well, she's a teacher. She used to be a teacher there too. She said, not anymore. But it was crazy. So that was Saturday.
So it's like Gail Goodrich and those guys? Oh, my
goodness. Before Lou Alcindor.
Oh, yeah.
Gail Goodrich. Exactly. 100%. And so it was great. Bronny, not the right system for him. They don't showcase him or feature him. He plays within the team concept.
What's his NBA future?
If his name wasn't Bronny James, there would not be one. Like,
okay.
And I say that because I didn't see it. He just didn't. He touched the ball, but he wasn't aggressive. He wasn't looking for a shot. He was just dishing the rock. He had a couple of nice moves, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, this guy right here. Like, he just looked like a regular role player.
So I'm guessing you couldn't see any flashes of like, ooh, I saw his dad in there. Nothing like that.
What I did see is excellent defense, though.
Wow.
He is a tremendous defender. Cat-like reflexes, nearly had a number of steals, just came up just short. Like, you could see the defensive potential. So that was Saturday. All good, right?
Yeah.
Everything's great.
Yeah.
Sunday, I get up early. I prep for the game. I say, you know what? I'm going to go see the beach. So I go out to Manhattan Beach and Hermosa Beach. Your boy, I told you, this is my city.
Yeah.
I know these spots. I know exactly where to go.
LA is your lady.
That is my lady. I love LA. We love it. So I get to Hermosa Beach. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to rent a bike. So I rented an e-bike.
Woo.
And I biked the path along the beach. I'm living my best life. It's a work trip, but I ain't working.
Right.
I'm there.
Right.
I'm working the beach. I'm working. There's an AAU volleyball tournament there. There's, great houses. But here's where the trip went wrong, Whitey.
Oh.
Here's where things took a turn for the worse. Megadeth Knight knows exactly on the YouTube chat. I lost my wallet. And it was not
Does
in
he
El
have it?
Segundo.
How did he know?
No, because I said it on the broadcast last night.
Okay.
You were too busy watching Bob Myers. I left my wallet. I lost my wallet. Not in El Segundo. I left it. I think it was in Hermosa or Manhattan Beach, which is right down the street.
So
from
when you
El
checked
Segundo.
out the bike or something, maybe?
No, so I went to a store and I got my daughter a T-shirt.
Oh,
This is another story.
Yeah.
And it was a number 87 Kansas City Chiefs T-shirt. But guess what?
Then I'm glad you lost your wallet.
Guess what it had on the back?
Taylor Swift.
It had Swift on the back. Number 8. So I got that. That was my only purchase.
And I'm
And
two for
I
two
hate
of
you.
them.
Yeah, you're on fire. It was like you were there with me. But yeah, man. So I don't have a wallet, credit cards, ID,
That's not ideal.
every bank card.
Yeah.
So LA, they did me in, man. I felt like an honorary member of Tribe Called Quest. I left my wallet in El Segundo.
Represent.
So that was my weekend.
Well, is LA still your lady? Or you guys? Are you on the?
You know
outs
what the
now?
problem was? One of my best friends, he had to work. because usually we'd experience the nightlife also.
Yeah.
But your boy was.
What was Linda doing on Sunday?
Linda, I think they went to Denny's afterwards, or get the.
You didn't explore Westwood, baby. Come on now, Drapes.
No. You know what, Jay? I was tired, man. And, if I would have had somebody to roll with, I probably would have hit those streets, man. But your boy, I just laid low. I went back, ordered some room service, and chilled out, man. But that was my weekend.
And are you awaiting your wallet, or you're gonna?
Nah, I think it's done. Like, you've been out there, right? Once you lose it in one of those beach towns, like if it drops on the sidewalk, there's some, questionable characters out there, a little homeless, and and so I think I'm gonna chalk that one up to the game.
Fingers
I
crossed.
think I'm gone.
Yeah.
That's my weekend. There you go.
And then you bounce back from that and had a great broadcast.
Exactly.
Yes.
Thankfully, the Kings won. Great broadcast, some highlights. So, yeah, that was my weekend, man.
Real quick here, baseball-wise, just a couple of quick notes. There's a group of educators in Vegas, and they want to stop all activity towards an A stadium in Vegas until their lawsuit gets some kind of ruling. These people have filed a lawsuit, and it's kind of on hold now.
Yeah.
And they're waiting. And if the A's and if the state, they move forward with funding the ballpark, these people are going to come in, swoop in, and boom, injunction. You can't do anything until we find out if our lawsuit has merit. So they're just like waiting to throw that roadblock in there. So you got that going.
Another hurdle.
Yeah. Yes, another hurdle. And then the other baseball news, Brandon Crawford, St. Louis Cardinals. What?
Oh, he went to St. Louis? I missed that.
Yeah, today.
Oh, man, that's tough. That's it. It's interesting. We were in Phoenix for a game, and Logan Webb was there, and he was with Brandon Crawford. Like, you think of Brandon Crawford, you think
yes,
San Francisco Giants. And so he was without a team, obviously, at this point. But, man.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
That's a tough loss.
Yeah. There's a famous picture of Brandon Crawford when he was at a Giants game, and it was like the last Giants game in 92, and they were maybe going to move, and there's a picture of Brandon Crawford as a little kid. He has a sign that please stay.
No way.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, and then he ends up being, one of the stars of their World Series team. So I guess it was inevitable. The Giants didn't appear to have much interest in him, but Brandon Crawford, St. Louis Cardinals. I'm not the biggest Giant fan, but even I get kind of
that's kind of like, St. Louis?
Yeah.
That's
sick feeling out of that.
Yeah. That's a loss. Remember, he had that hellacious season a few years ago.
Yes.
He was amazing.
Mm-hmm. So baseball upon us, but hey, plenty of time for that because we're getting ready for the Kings tonight. Did somebody say the Kings won with defense last night? Yeah. In fact, Mike Brown said that. Hear exactly what he had to say about that when we come back to Golden One Center. Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division title, GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He stopped the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam team, Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
O'Reilly. You need parts? O'Reilly Auto Parts has parts. Need them fast? We've got fast. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Product availability. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Welcome to a brand new year filled with limitless possibilities at Kia of Vacaville. Prepare yourself for an extraordinary driving adventure as we present our impressive 2024 vehicle lineup. Step into the future with state-of-the-art technology, groundbreaking features, and the sleek design that has become synonymous with Kia. Immerse yourself in the dynamic performance of the all-new Kia Sportage, where captivating design meets exhilarating power. Experience the fuel efficiency of the Kia Niro, a hybrid marvel that extends your journey with every mile. Indulge in the sophistication of the Kia Telluride, seamlessly blending luxury and versatility. Don't overlook our eco-friendly Kia hybrid options, ideal for those who prioritize efficiency without sacrificing style. If you're in search of the EV9, Kia of Vacaville has it in stock or available for delivery. Visit Kia of Vacaville today and cruise into 2024 with confidence and style. Kia of Vacaville, where innovation meets the road. Elevate your drive, elevate your year. Model availability and features may vary. Please see the dealership for details.
Every day, Cintas service reps help businesses get ready for the workday. They provide freshly laundered workwear delivered every week. Mats, mops, restroom and cleaning supplies. First aid and safety products to help your employees stay safe. They even test and inspect fire extinguishers and emergency lights. Cintas helps keep your business running smoothly. See what Cintas can do for you. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
The first time I tried to quit vaping, I told myself that it was like a mountain that I had to climb over. And once I got to the other side, it would be clear. But I couldn't make it over. What really got me to quit was my little sister. I saw her vaping. So I was back in the mountain, but this time she was up there with me. It's weird what you can do for others that you won't do for yourself.
Every attempt is part of your story to quit for good. Visit Kick It California today at kickitca.org.
Guys, want to lose weight, improve your performance, and increase your drive? Revive Men's Health Sacramento can help you address the root causes of weight gain, low energy, poor drive, and performance issues. And since your testosterone level has a direct impact on your weight and fitness, we'll give you a free T-check and free exam at Revive Sacramento. Imagine upping your game, losing weight, and getting in shape all at once. Revive can help you make it happen with our new cutting-edge weight loss medications, like your favorite athletes and celebrities use. They're affordable and available now. Weight gain and low T are treatable conditions. We know we can help you. Take that first step and book today. You're only one step away from getting in the best shape of your life. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Elevate your drive with Acura of Stockton's President's Day savings. Unleash luxury and precision in a new Acura Integra, RDX, MDX, or TLX. Quality meets affordability with savings on our best selection. Get to AcuraofStockton.com and start your experience today. Own the road in style. Visit us today or go to AcuraofStockton.com. Elevate your drive with Acura of Stockton, where precision-crafted performance is at your fingertips.
Thousands of years ago, ancient civilizations used leather for water skins, armor, and sandals. Hi, this is Franklin Rozier with a word about Nature Wood Home Furnishings. Today, leather is one of nature's most luxurious products. The combination of leather with beautifully designed furniture creates an end product that adds luxury and sophistication to any room. During Naturewood Home Furnishings leather sale, you'll find their considerable selection of leather is flexible, breathable, natural, and maybe most important, comfortable. Whether you're a relaxed contemporary kind of person or you're more classic leather, Naturewood Home Furnishings has color choices and styles to fit your home. In fact, I doubt any store can beat Naturewood's selection. During Naturewood's leather sale, all leather furniture is on sale for a limited time. Sit. Enjoy the comfort of leather at Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Take it on the local level.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sactown Sports. The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
My song right there. See, this is why Jay Johnson, the best producer in the business. You see your boy Drape's a little down and out, midway through the show. I'm kind of dragging a little bit. I need a pep in my step.
Lost your wallet.
Lost my wallet in El Segundo. Well, a couple of towns down from El Segundo. And what does Jay do? Play Sacramento's own Brother Lynch up. This takes me back to 1994. 94. Rolling through Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, on the East Coast, bumping some Brother Lynch up. This was great.
How did you decide which beach to visit? And I'm not casting aspersions on your judgment. I'm just curious. Just whatever was closest.
Well,
something particular.
Let me break down the beaches for you real quick here.
Yeah.
Real quick, White. You got Venice Beach.
Right.
We all been there. We know what it is.
Too populated.
Too populated. I've been there. I took the son there last year.
It's too crowded. Nobody goes there.
Crowded. It's not peaceful, really. You got watching, head on a swivel, that kind of thing. You got Hermosa Beach, a little step up, a little more, a little classier, but still, rough. Got the, mom and pop shops, the tourist traps and things like that. Then you got Manhattan Beach, which is a little upscale. So I said, you know what? I'm going to start in Manhattan Beach and go down to Hermosa Beach because, I did a little shopping, wanted to see what was out there. I knew I didn't want to do Venice Beach. As much as I like Venice Beach and, Muscle Beach, you got the basketball court there. You're not doing any high quality shopping on Venice Beach.
You don't want to get out there and get a run in basketball.
No, they're not ready for me, man. First of all, I need about a month preparation. But my son thought it was the best thing ever last year. They had like a summer league game on, and they had the announcer walking on the court. Oh baby, look at my son just ate it up. But it wasn't for me yesterday. I needed something a little more chill, a little more relaxed.
Some people think, some players I think have suggested that would improve the All-Star game if you had an on-court announcer like they have.
I heard that. Yeah, somebody mentioned that as a change of pace. Somebody also mentioned, I forget who it was. Might have been somebody with the Kings or just a friend of mine doing a 4-team tournament. Like you have your All-Stars, you got 5, 5, 5, and 5. Like winner take $1 million or something like that. Like a 2-day event, where they go hard, and the winner gets $1 million or something like that. Or a trophy or something like that. Just as a way to change up the
maybe might work. Tonight the
Kings are wearing their I think this is the city edition.
Yeah, the
uniforms.
city.
Yeah.
The ones yesterday were statement, right?
I like those. I like the purple ones. But as part of tonight, Kings will also they'll have videos honoring Kings of the past as they, honor their 100 years of existence. And I mentioned this because yesterday I was talking to the great Jerry Reynolds, and he listens to our show sometimes. And he said, you guys were talking about past Kings who would be good fits on this team.
Yes.
And he said, somebody mentioned our test. And he said, he'd be a good fit. But he said, the guy who would really fit this team is Hedo Turkoglu. He said, because he said Hedo could defend, he had a handle, he could shoot, he could fit in with this offense, do a little bit of everything. Yeah, definite size. Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. Yes. Yeah. And he had played in a similar offense with Orlando when they went to the finals that time. So Hedo Turkoglu, we remember you tonight as we remember Kings history. And we remember last night, a big win for the Kings over the Clippers. How'd they do it? They did it with their defense, but don't take it from us. Here is Mike Brown after the game talking about how well the Kings defended last night.
Foxy was fantastic on the ball. He was ahead of the snake tonight. He really set the tone for us defensively, and that's what we need from him night in, night out. He had 8 deflections. He was great. HB ended up being our defensive player of the game. He was fantastic. Keegan was great. He rebounded the ball for us at a really, really high level at his position. I tell you what, Kevin Herter was freaking fantastic. It was a great problem to have tonight because I was about to go back to him, and then we went on a little run, and then I ended up not going back to him. But I could have easily gone back to Kevin because he was awesome on both ends of the floor. I mean, he started out the second half hitting a couple of big threes that gave our guys a lot of energy while defending.
I don't know. Maybe some of it is just now that players can see the finish lines. Like, all right, we see where we need to get to, and it's within sight now. So we need to focus. And we're not going to talk about it now. We're actually going to do it. Whatever it is, they're playing some of their best basketball of the year right now, which is ideal.
Yeah, it's time to lock in.
Yeah.
And I was listening to Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett on their podcast that they do, KG Certified. It's really a tremendous podcast. It's so funny. But, those guys teamed up to win the 2008 championship. They're veterans. They understand. And, that's one of the things they talked about. Teams that have sort of been there, veteran teams that sort of know what they're doing. Post All-Star break is when you lock in. And that's what I'm seeing, I think, from De'Aaron Fox. Last couple of games, him locking in, same thing, Harrison Barnes, like you're seeing a renewed focus, I think, with this team. And sure, the San Antonio game was closer than expected, but that was after a week layoff. So I'm going to give them a pass for that. So, but I thought last night's game, you saw a focus and intensity. And I think tonight will tell us a lot more about where the Kings are right now, because this is a game, second night of a back-to-back, ho-hum opponent, no Jimmy Butler, sort of, the marquee names aren't playing other than Bam Adebayo. So this is an opportunity to avoid letting your guard down.
What can you tell us about what specifically the Kings did to defend the three-point line better? We don't want to get too, caught up in the numbers or get too wonky here, but obviously that's been a huge issue for this team all year long. Last night, the Clippers, they could shoot the three ball 8 for 27.
Yeah.
And Mike Brown says, the defense was great. How was it great in regards to defending the three-point line?
Well, I don't know how great it was. And let me explain why. I felt like every three Norman Powell hit was wide open. Like, how many corner threes did that guy hit? 5 total for the game. Like
5 for 9.
Yeah, I thought Kawhi Leonard missed some shots that he normally misses. The thing about James Harden, he shoots difficult shots. Like, most of his threes are off the bounce where he's dribbling. And so I thought they contested his shots extremely well. There was the one time where, it was he got fouled on a 3-pointer. But outside of that, I thought they did a fantastic job contesting James Harden. Outside of that, Kawhi 0 for 3. Kawhi's a 45% three-point shooter this season. James Harden, 2 for 10. He was the main culprit, 8 of 27 overall for the Clippers. Not a whole lot of three-point attempts. So I guess you could say their on-ball defense was great, but the Clippers don't shoot a lot of threes as is. They're not a high-volume three-point shooting team. And so I thought from a matchup standpoint, this was a good matchup for the Kings' three-point defense to have its way.
Players now in the NBA are so good. They always have been, but they're better and better and better, especially when it comes to shooting the three ball. And all you have to do is look at the numbers, how they go up every year to know that that's the case. So much of defense in the NBA, Drapes, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's about trying to get teams to take the shots that are least likely to go in. But now it's so hard because guys are more than ever before making everything anyway.
Yeah. And they're shooting them from farther behind the line than ever before. I mean, the spacing in the NBA is at an all-time high. I will say, I thought the Kings did a great job with their help defense yesterday. Like, their rotations were pretty much on point. Other than the ones that Norman Powell had, I'll say, their rotations were pretty much on point. And we'll see tonight, this Miami Heat team, shorthanded, not necessarily a great three-point shooting team, I don't believe. And so this will be an interesting test tonight.
In basketball and other sports, but in basketball, player makes a shot. Maybe a team's struggling offensively. Somebody makes a shot, then somebody else makes a shot.
Hold on for a second, Whitey. The great Jason Jackson joining us. Well, you trying to bust in on us? You want to throw on the headset?
Yeah.
You got time to throw on the headset real quick?
Yes.
The mayor of South Beach joining us right here.
Thank you for your time.
Excellent booking, man, on the show here. Greetings, Sacramento.
That's what we do. That's what we do. How you doing, man? You guys have been in town the last couple of days. What you been doing?
That is a mind your business dynamic there. But I'm an older guy now.
So actually, ain't nothing to get into in Sacramento.
Well, that's if you don't know. I was at the Torch Club last night. There were plenty of things on Jam Session Blues night to get squared away. But no, I love coming to Sacramento.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite places.
Can you give us a good afternoon party, people? Are you able to?
Somebody listens on Sunday morning.
Yes,
NBA Insiders. Yes. When I'm just really trying to wake myself up. That's the line that I use to hear how my voice is that time.
Oh, really?
Because I'm not. I was born in the afternoon, but I was made for the nighttime. Mm-hmm. So to start off every edition of NBA Insiders on Sirius XM NBA Radio, Sunday mornings, 10 Eastern, 7 out in this neck of the woods.
Oh, sure, that's a little promo right there, right?
Anytime I can. Anytime I just signed my 11th one-year deal with Sirius XM
you
today.
On the one-year deals?
All for
after all
decade.
this time?
We all are, except for Termini. It is. Good morning, party people. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. That's it.
Good afternoon here.
First of all, for people not familiar with your resume,
sure,
and what you do with the Miami, you've pretty much held every position that they have, right? Like, what do you right now? Your radio play-by-play, but I know you do
still
the
TV as well.
TV,
Yeah.
Like,
So I started off 20 years ago as the television host and courtside reporter when the team traded for Shaquille. They decided the 6 years since they had Jonesy in the mix, Mark Jones for those in the neighborhood, they hadn't had, like for a half decade, they hadn't had a third member of the broadcast team. And so they were literally just coming on, doing games. And
hasn't Eric Reed actually been there even longer than
Eric Reed is in season 36. Behind you, Jose Pineda, who's been the Spanish voice of the Miami Heat for 35 years, but 36 years in the organization. This is my 20th year, and I'm still junior on the staff. So for 17 years, that was the role. In that midst of 17 years, what you learn, and I know you know this, Drape, is you become the host of the organization.
Yeah.
So if corporate sales calls, if social responsibility calls, if season ticket member, come on, man, you say yes. And then you truly get kind of locked into the fabric of the team, therefore the community, and that's been the blessing. And then 3 years ago, Mike Inglis, who had been the radio voice of the Miami Heat for 25 years, decided it was time to be a full-time grandfather, and God bless his soul for that, because about 12 hours after he let them know, they called me. And here's the crazy thing, Drape. I never had play-by-play as a thing that I envied. I didn't covet that role. Only because I really enjoyed hosting and reporting, that you're kind of in the thick of it. But there won't be another day in my life I don't call games, Barry. You're coming out of your skin for a game that's giving you everything.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can put it. I grew up a baseball fan. I love baseball. The reason why I still love baseball, because I don't work it. And what basketball did for me is show me the world and pay every bill in my adult life. And so the passion that you can pull from that reality, and then the fact that we just have it's a great game. I'm not taking anything away from any other game, but the intimacy of professional basketball on top of the elite athleticism, regardless of all the stuff that we can complain about and do as it pertains to salaries and is the season too long and all that stuff. Ain't nothing like these cats.
May I ask you a Kings question?
Sure.
Jason Jackson, nice enough to join us before he goes about his duties here. We've had an up and down season. Kings fans last year, of course, was like, this is the greatest thing ever. This year, there were some expectations, which haven't always been met. So now Kings fans have been a little, this is great. Oh, this team's terrible. Oh, they were supposed to be better this year.
They got green.
And then last night, of course, a tremendous win. So now we're up. As somebody who comes in with the heat from outside, what's your view of this? How good is this Kings team compared to last year? How good can they be this year? How good are they in the West? Just some views on that from the outside.
I wish I watched you more. I actually deem a team every year my league pass side piece. When I'm done with my work in Eastern time zone, please take that.
All right.
And I'm back at Chateau Zone there in the city, beautiful, high atop US 1. And I got some time and some Buffalo Trace. I like to sit down and I pick a team that's either, it's usually one that's not in the Eastern Conference. And I think it was a year or two early on the Kings. I was watching before Coach Brown came in, and then I picked OKC this year. And so I was cheating on that one. I mean, everybody knew something was coming right there. And so I wish I watched more than the one matchup on the 31st of January and then getting ready for tonight to say to you that I could feel the same thing that fans feel. I'll just give you 30 years of experience, is that when you want something, because you just got a little bit of a taste and you recognize your guys are ready to take the next step, you get caught up as a fan in the rigors. If you get caught up in the 82, and you should, we appreciate it. It's good for our business. You're going to get the up and down of it, right? But if you have more ups, okay, here's what you want right now. And I'll give Kings fans this release if they want it. What you want is the tournament. If you get in the tournament, anything can happen. I don't care if it's play-in. I don't care if it's top 6. If you're in, you get a chance. Now, here's the things a little different than those of us in the East that you're dealing with in the West. You all can't turn anywhere.
Right.
There's no relief.
No relief.
Zero. I mean, we probably will have 2 teams that get in that will be ushered out without issue, depending upon what happens there in the play-in.
Yeah.
But for you all could have 8 bloodbaths.
Right.
Before you even get to the conference finals.
Yeah, you're right. A big name.
And so that's going to you get yourself through this 82. You bypass the play-in. Stop. Yeah, light the beam. Okay, come on in here. Have an extra beam. Okay, if you don't have to go dance with Golden State and the Lakers in the play-in.
Yeah.
Right.
Who wants that?
Nobody wants. We were saying it. You either got to face LeBron, Steph, or Luka in the play-in. Any one of those guys can win a game single-handedly.
And if you're Minnesota or OKC, here's your gift.
You're right.
Dudes have been doing this since you were in middle school.
Yes. Yeah.
So careful.
Let me ask you, man. Yeah. Who you got playing tonight?
That's a great question.
You guys.
That's a great question. I can tell you who's not. I can tell you.
You said you do everything for the Heat. Are you playing
tonight?
No, they don't want that. That'll be a complete problem. We have defibrillators on the sideline for that. I'll tell you this. The thing that I've loved about this iteration, very similar to last year, but each year's different. Spo makes us, cleanse ourselves of the previous experience and let this one be that, is that the group that you're going to see, the guys that are going to get tapped to play tonight that usually will not have massive responsibility, have already had a bunch of responsibility. That's what happens when you have a ton of injuries, guys that you do have to monitor, is that all 17 of your guys are going to get a sniff. Now, a lot of our two-way guys this year have gotten more work in the G League than usual.
Right.
Just because we haven't had to go that deep. But our first 15, they have all been a part of it. And so I believe we have 10. I was checking. I had to make sure Jamal Cain was here from Sioux Falls.
Yeah, is he here?
I believe he is here. He is here. So it is a night where Spo will probably spend more time being mindful of his second group than so much the first group. And then because with Coach Bolster, if you're a player and you've watched him and you're coming into the organization, you're not coming in with any notoriety, you know what you want to be? You want to be in the finishing five.
The finishing, right.
That's the group that I think he puts the most thought in the sense of, when it's nip and tuck time, who's the group that's going to take us home? And so that group is going to be interesting. It won't be the one the Blazers fans see tomorrow. I'll tell you that right now. As a matter of fact, I do a show with him for the Miami Heat audio experience, as we like to call it. I got to put hot sauce on it.
Right? Everything got to be extra.
And so I'll sit down with him for about 4.5 minutes before we go on the air. And I look forward to the way that he doesn't like to talk about the next game when they're back-to-backs. Like, he almost shuns it.
Yeah.
But I want to know how different it feels knowing he gets 2 guys back tomorrow.
Right.
To how he treats this. And then he may get Rozier and Herro, who are out tonight, back tomorrow from injury. So
it's almost 2 different teams.
That's what. Come on, man. Yeah. Now you see why we're over here getting this sideways money, trying to ask these wonderful questions.
Yeah. But it seems like you guys, no matter who's out there, who's hurt, the Heat defend and they get to the line. Is that's accurate?
Brother, you nailed it. Yeah. At least on the good nights. That's what you want to do. This team, it will not change from when Pat Riley took over in 95 to Stan Van Gundy's run to now Spoelstra for 16 years. It's not going to change. If you can defend, you can get on this floor. And it doesn't mean you have to be, Bam or Jimmy, right? It just means that you have to be able to keep your man in front of you and at the very least understand the scheme and know how it will help you if you're going to be what we like to call a serviceable defender. It sounds like a right hand coming across your face.
We could use some of those.
But it's serviceable defending means that you know how to get your guy to another guy that will help.
Right. Usher him over and
exactly.
help.
Bam, here I come. Here I come. And it's funny because Bam, listen, you probably look at the notes from the New Orleans game.
Yeah.
Those 11 blocks, that's not the Miami Heat. That's not standard.
Right.
It's not the way it really happens most nights. It is guys who plant their feet in the wood and take a hit. That if you're willing to put your shoulder down and just go and run through the wall.
Yeah.
The Aaron Fox, that's what's going to be in front of him tonight.
Yeah.
There'll be 3 guys because he's the one waiting for him all the time. Yeah. And then, you get it to your boy who should have been an all-star 3 times in Indianapolis. You get that ball to Sabonis and everybody's live.
Drapes has been saying
That's
for
nuts.
weeks now he wants to see one of those like 94-89 games. I don't know.
Like
Drapes,
one of those
yeah,
bar fights,
yeah.
you know?
Maybe
You don't want that tonight.
No,
that's what
that's what y'all do,
what
right?
man. You'll see slobber coming down the side of their face if you all don't want to score 115 tonight.
We
that's perfectly fine, baby.
I know.
Good stuff.
This was fun, guys. Thanks for
Appreciate
having
you,
me.
man.
Yeah, thank you for stopping by.
Have a
You guys fly out. So you got
right out. We have Portland tomorrow,
Yeah.
and then Denver on whatever day that is, Thursday.
Yeah.
Before we head back to Paradise.
Paradise.
Yes, sir.
What's your spot in Miami? What's give me a go?
You might want to go to break, come back, and I'll have a list. I've lived there for 20 years, Drape.
I know. You know what?
But I've gotten older, and I don't do the beach. I don't.
That's what I'm saying. I need the underbelly of Miami. I don't need where the 25-year-olds go. I'm old now.
He lost his wallet at the beach
In El
LA
Segundo.
yesterday.
Well,
that's
Manhattan Beach yesterday. Yeah.
That can happen.
Yeah, you know
that can happen. I now have to be summoned across to the barrier island.
Yeah.
I'll be 52 in May, and you got to know yourself. That's the first win in life, people. Know yourself.
You know what? Let me tell you a quick story about my last trip to South Beach. Guess how long I was there for?
Probably 48 hours.
No, I went to South Beach for 10 minutes.
Oh, you mean actually across MacArthur Causeway?
Yeah, and I said, you know what? What am I doing? I hopped out the Uber, walked down Collins or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And like I said, you know what? This isn't me. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And I hopped right and went back.
Know thyself, right?
Brickell is all you need. Exactly. And that's the little part of downtown where the team stays.
Yes.
And there are cigar lounges and restaurants. And there's even a couple dance clubs in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cold water. You can go hydrate yourself.
You see that?
In that club.
That light bulb went off in my head. Oh, yeah. I remember that. You're right.
So, I've just turned to, as you can take a look at, for those that are enjoying the stream, they can see I don't miss meals. and I keep these dulcet tones together with just enough cigars. Just enough.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thank you very
that
much.
Dark liquor in the summertime, springtime.
I hear you all the time. It's a pleasure to
Pleasure's mine. Pleasure's mine.
Party people. Yeah.
All right, baby. Call a Texas show 916-339-1140. You can always find us at that Sactown 140 on X.
1140. Man. If you go to it,
you say 740.
Yeah, 1140.
I'm
sorry. You're getting about to be.
I was just trying to be
I
way too
understand.
slick. The drive guys continue live here from.
Hey, don't
Golden
be coming
Ones.
in with that Miami attitude, man. We blue collar up here in Sac. We blue collar.
Townsports.com.
Appreciate you.
Very
Jay.
good.
All right, baby.
When we come back, and the Kings continue to dominate the second night of back-to-backs with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Keep it here to Sactown Sports for the Sacramento Kings push toward the postseason.
Get analysis from our local shows, breakdowns from our Kings insiders, and all the thrilling moments from the G-Man.
Keegan, quick catch, quick strike. There's another one up on the lights and in the well. 10 3-pointers made. Keegan Murray putting on an all-time scoring exhibition tonight.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Welcome to the President's Day sale, happening now at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Celebrate with us and get huge savings on our giant selection. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company sold on report.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com. Brought to you by Coors Light, Garner Roofing, and Roseville Kitchen and Bath.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SactownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and The Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, The Stingers Up Podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SactownSports.com.
When accidents turn life upside down, AutoAccident.com is in your corner. Compassionate advice, loyal support, and the courage to fight for you. AutoAccident.com. That's AutoAccident.com.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sactown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Start your 2024 grilling season right with a new lifetime warranty Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. My personal Napoleon P500 series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro. It's incredible. Napoleon Prestige grills, versatile grilling for every occasion. Form, function, and luxury can come in the same package. Just go to your local Green Acres Nursery and Supply for the best selection today, or visit Napoleon.com for a dealer near you.
Discover your dream home at Subcontractors United, your source for all home improvement needs. A talented team of home services experts is ready to make your projects a breeze. No more endless internet searches. Find your contractors in one place. Enjoy stress-free service absolutely free, with no hidden costs and no accounts to set up. Transform your living space into something extraordinary. Visit Subcontractors United today and experience the joy of hassle-free home improvement. Dream big at subcontractorsunited.com.
Hey, Sacramento, guess what? It's an extra special year, a leap year, and we're making every second count at Elk Grove Kia. Get ready to leap into savings like never before. February might be the shortest month, but our deals are anything but short on value. We're slashing used car prices so you can take home your dream Kia today. And speaking of dreams, leap into this deal with the Kia Forte for just $19,988. It's sleek, it's stylish, and it's waiting for you to drive it home. But wait, there's more. Lease the stunning Kia Seltos for only $199 per month. Yes, you heard it right. A brand new SUV for just $199 per month with approved credit and a down payment of $3,595 plus taxes and fees. This deal is too good not to take the leap. Drive away in style with the Kia Seltos. But hurry, our inventory is limited and these deals won't last forever. Visit us at Elk Grove Kia, conveniently located in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, or check us out online at elkgrovekia.com and leap into savings today. Only at Elk Grove Kia.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sactown Sports.
All right, Drapes, we need you to take us, what you got, inside the NBA here. Getting ready for the Kings and the Heat tonight. Of course, the Heat on the road, this isn't a factor, but we're talking to Jason Jackson, nice enough to join us. Who has the best home court advantages in the NBA that have nothing to do with how good the team is? So other circumstances, options that players have the night before the game. I think you could maybe also include, Denver, the altitude, right? No
okay. Yeah. That's
so Miami's
question.
up there,
yeah,
right?
Miami's got to be up there.
Is Atlanta? I hear a lot about
Atlanta for sure. Sure. LA, obviously. I think Dallas is a sneaky,
really
tough one too. Oh yeah, I remember a time. This was I don't want to reveal the player or the situation.
Of course not. With
the team.
You can write it down. I won't.
Right. No. And I think we got to the hotel at like 2. And the player went in and came right back down and went out. And I was like 2 in Dallas, and it was crazy. And so I think Dallas is sneaky good.
Dallas got a lot of stuff jumping, fellas.
Who'd you say?
Dallas for sure got a lot of stuff jumping that night.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right,
Yeah.
Jay. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Obviously New York too.
Yeah,
The major city.
Houston,
the usual ones out there. Houston. Oh my God. Houston, 100%.
That's a whole nother level, baby.
That's a different level. I mean, it's. I will say things have changed in the NBA though. With the advent of social media.
Oh, yeah, you got to be
do
more
all
careful.
your work. Well, you do all your work before you even get to the city. You don't have to go out looking for any extracurricular activities or any fun or anything like that. And so it's a much different ball game out there nowadays. You know, and also you got to look at the money these guys are making too. You know, like it's interesting. I told you I was listening to Kevin Garnett's podcast with him and Paul Pierce, and he was talking about All-Star Weekend and the parties. He said it got to a point where he would bring the party to him. It would just be in his suite at the hotel.
Right.
He'd get a suite big enough, and, you know, so he didn't go out. And so there are certain guys, you know, you get to a certain level, especially if you don't even go out.
And they could do that in any city, right?
Nowadays. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a different ball game out there.
Yeah. All right. It's interesting with the Heat. You know, I was just thinking as we talked about their history, I remember when they were a new team, it was them and it was Minnesota and Orlando and Charlotte all entered about the same time. You look at those 4 franchises, one of them has become one of the finest franchises in the whole league. And the other 3 of all, to a degree, they're still trying to find their footing. But Miami is, I mean, that's a primo franchise.
And Pat Riley, man, you know, he set the culture. And when you talk about, you know, a successful franchise, and you mentioned it sort of, and Jason talked about it, it doesn't matter who's on the floor. You know what Heat basketball is when you see it.
Yeah.
And, you know, they've set a culture in there, both on the floor and in the organization, that you'll recognize. And I think it starts with Pat Riley, and it, you know, now a guy like Alonzo Mourning sort of fits that mold too, who's helping him run it. And so, no, there's something to be said about Heat culture. I know, you know, some fans get tired of it, but I do think it is a real thing.
How far along is Kings culture? And it's not something in 2 years you can we got it. I mean, the Kings
a good question.
Have been talking about this since way before even you got here. Rapes, you know, we're going to build a culture, It looks like now they may be starting to do that. In what ways have you seen that grow? Where are we with that whole concept? Winning has a lot to do with it, doesn't it?
Yeah, infancy, baby steps, early on in that. I think, you know, you talked about, you know, Heat culture. Well, Pat Riley came in what, 95? You know, so here we are, you know, close to 30 years. So it can't be overnight, and it has to be a sustained thing. And one thing, when you look at the Heat and what they've done, and I hope Sacramento gets to this point, how many coaches have we cycled through? How many GMs have we cycled through? But yet in Miami, Pat Riley's been there. Eric Spoelstra, second longest tenure coach in the NBA. Like, there's something to stability and continuity that I think the Kings are
sure. And not only has Spo been there for a long time, but he came up through
the organization,
the system in the first place.
Yes, 100%. And so I think that's where we are right now with Miami. The Kings is going to take some time, you know. Monty McNair, this is his 4th season with the Kings. You know, you look at Mike Brown only in his 2nd. Now, if Mike Brown's here 10 years and Monty's here 13, now then you'll really start to see the culture. And the thing too, when opposing players or free agents go to Miami, they know what to expect. So when they traded for Terry Rozier earlier this season, I said, that's going to be perfect for Terry Rozier. That structure, that accountability, that's something he needs. And so we'll ask Eric Reed about this coming up in a little bit. You know, play-by-play guy for the Miami Heat. He's going to be jumping on with us. But I think there is a thing, and then players, certain players anyway, they want to be a part of that.
Yeah, and I think it cuts both ways too. When the Heat go looking for players, free agents, they already know, like, he's not one of our guys.
Right.
He's not that guy. We know that he can play in our system.
Exactly. They don't just go out there signing everybody or anybody.
You're pretty good. Let's see how this works out. By the way, the Kings here in the calendar year 4-0 on the second out of a back-to-back after, as you well know, starting the season 0-4. Still only 1-2 at home. So keep that trend going tonight. Another win on the second out of a back-to-back.
It's crazy how that's
we talked about that so many. They can't win on the second. They can't
win, and now they've proven they have. And I think this team has figured out who they are. The starting 5 is clicking right now. I feel like Mike Brown's rotations have settled in. I mean, it took them a while. You know, even last year, though, it was into December. This year, it took almost to February to sort of figure out the rotation. But no, this is, you know, another opportunity to stay undefeated on the second night of a back-to-back here in 2024.
My guess would be, as far as culture and how that's coming along with the Kings, I would guess one of the most important things is you just have to have a buy-in from the players. And they've had that more the last 2 years than I remember seeing in Sacramento in a long time.
Yes. And that's been, I think, Mike Brown's biggest success is to get the buy-in. And I go back to when they rattled off 7 wins in a row last season. When the coach tells you something and they see it actually working on the floor and leading to wins, that's huge. That's that trust that they've developed. I thought it was a little bit of struggle earlier this season. I thought it could go either way. The honeymoon stage is over. You're hearing Mike Brown's voice all day in and day out. You're practicing as much as you are. But to these guys' credit and to the coaching staff's credit, they've stuck together. They didn't let any we saw the incident with Malik Monk and Mike Brown during one of those games.
Yeah.
Remember? That could have festered and grew into something, but it didn't. And so this team is humming right now.
I think when a team really has great culture, one of the benefits of that is that sometimes you have lesser players, and I think we've seen this with the Heat. Lesser players, that is, guys that the rest of us on the outside say, that guy's not that good. And then they just blossom.
Yes.
And, Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, right?
Duncan
Become legitimate.
Robinson.
Yes, yes.
Guys who, other teams don't want, or they're, like during their run to the NBA Finals last year, I forget, it was 7 or 8 undrafted players on the roster.
Right.
Like, think about that.
And the guys deserve the credit, but the culture deserves
the culture, and I've always maintained fit is a real thing, and going to the right team that can maximize your talents, maximize your abilities. That's why, one guy will play like, for instance, look at Malik Monk in Charlotte. Solid, nice little player. Went to LA, developed even more, came here to Sacramento, and now he's blossomed into arguably the 6th man of the year. And so I do think culture and fit is huge in today's NBA.
Now, without Jimmy Butler, how do the Heat stay hot? We will find out what the plan is from Eric Reed, Heat TV play-by-play man. He's been with the Heat since the very beginning. He joins us next here at the Golden One Center, the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sactown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for 3, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Arnold Law Firm.
I'm Mark Finan in the KCRA3 Weather Center. The clouds we have in the area will be clearing as we go through the night tonight, and temperatures by tomorrow morning are going to be quite a bit cooler than what we've seen lately. It'll be in the 30s tomorrow morning. But by tomorrow afternoon, with sunshine and a light north breeze, look for highs to reach the low 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA3 app.
The recent storm has caused dangerous driving conditions for us. The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down. Be alert and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
Hello, saver. Whether you're saving for that trip to the tropics or saving for an emergency, now is the time to take advantage of Wells Fargo's savings options. Wells Fargo offers savings accounts that can help you save towards your goals. So, what are you saving for? Visit a Wells Fargo branch or wellsfargo.com/save to open a savings account today.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Dr. Ken Howachek and kinesiologist Kelsey Graham discuss the Good Feet store.
The foot has a lot of detail. It has a lot of complexity. There's a lot that can go wrong. A lot of problems start in the foot and end up elsewhere. Knee pain, hip pain, back pain. When aligning the feet properly, we can see relief elsewhere. And that's the beauty of the Good Feet arch support. It can place the feet into their ideal position and gives them the balance, the support, the comfort, and the relief of the pain. The bottom line is that the Good Feet arch support can be a highly effective pain relief solution when nothing else has worked.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Modesto, Stockton, and Vacaville for a free fitting and test walk.
Guys, want to lose weight, improve your performance, and increase your drive? Revive Men's Health Sacramento can help you address the root causes of weight gain, low energy, poor drive, and performance issues. And since your testosterone level has a direct impact on your weight and fitness, we'll give you a free T-check and free exam at Revive Sacramento. Imagine upping your game, losing weight, and getting in shape all at once. Revive can help you make it happen with our new cutting-edge weight loss medications, like your favorite athletes and celebrities use. They're affordable and available now. Weight gain and low T are treatable conditions. We know we can help you. Take that first step and book today. You're only one step away from getting in the best shape of your life. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sactown Sports.
Coming to you from the Golden One Center, of course, the Kings taking on the Miami Heat tonight. Our next guest has been with the Heat from the beginning. TV play-by-play voice, Eric Reed. Nice enough to join us. First things first, Eric, since you've been there since the beginning, I got to ask you, is it true that Craig Neal once entered a game with his jersey backwards? Did that really happen?
I think it did. Craig Noodle, he did a lot of things we can't talk about. That's one thing we can't talk about. By the way, being with the Heat from the start, that makes me two things: old and blessed.
Yes, it does. Well, isn't it amazing? We were just talking about the fact that, they came in the league basically with Charlotte and Minnesota and Orlando.
No,
and
Miami and Charlotte came in 88.
Yeah.
Orlando, Minnesota came in the following year.
Right. About the same time. But look at those four teams, and three of them are still trying to find their way. And you guys are one of the premier franchises in the NBA.
Well, it's an amazing story, from an expansion team to one of the elite franchises in professional sports. And, it all starts at the top. It really does. The original ownership was Ted Arison, who did it not for his love of basketball, but for his love of the city of Miami and brought NBA basketball to Miami. His son, Mickey, and Mickey's son, Nicholas, to update it, have provided, the consistency and the outstanding quality is, one of the best ownership groups in pro sports. And when Mickey brought in Pat Riley almost 30 years ago, I'll never forget, it was on the Carnival cruise ship, the Imagination. And you didn't have to use much to know that bigger things were coming. And it was actually hard to believe it when it happened. And there's very few guys that could walk in your door and sort of instantly transform your franchise and change your culture. And Kyle, I heard what you were saying. It has taken years, but it started right from the jump. One of the first things Pat Riley did was trade for Alonzo Mourning in the prime of his career, bring in guys like Tim Hardaway and Dan Marley and P.J. Brown. And then it's all about, the discovery of talent and then the development of talent, which everybody tries to do.
Right.
It's been pretty clear the Heat do it as well as any team in the league.
Absolutely.
Eric Reed joining us. Eric, when we talk about Heat culture, put it into words. What is it? What can we tangibly see or feel about Heat culture?
Well, number one, it's not for everybody. It's just not. And Eric Spoelstra says that all the time. But, there's a lot of talent in this league. But how many guys are really in tune with what it takes to help your team win the game? Right now, the culture of the game is more like, let me get mine, let me score a lot of points so I can get paid. but it's about sacrificing and figuring out what your role on the team is, and figuring it. To me, the best players in the league, winning matters more than how many points they score. And that's what you love about Jimmy Butler. That's why I respected so much about Kyle Lowry for the 2.5 seasons he was with us. Those guys don't care how many points they score. They're going to figure out through the course of the game what their team needs.
Domas is like that too. Yeah.
So Heat culture, though, about being in great shape, about, doing the difficult things to be an excellent defensive team, and putting winning first. Pat Riley's number one cliche: keep the main thing the main thing. And the main thing's not just about winning games, it's trying to win championships.
Yeah, Eric Reed, nice enough to join us. No Jimmy Butler, no Thomas Bryant tonight, no Jovic. What was the Heat's view of that scrape with the Pelicans?
Well, it was unfortunate because, as I told you guys off the air, it was one of the better games we've had this season. It was fierce and intense. It felt like a playoff game. It was playing like one. And then a minute into the fourth quarter, Kevin Love takes a foul on Zion Williamson. And it was a benign foul. He wrapped both arms around him.
I saw.
Zion slipped, fell down. Like, you think Kevin Love would be able to knock him down? He just slipped and fell down. And I think
it's Najee Marshall, wasn't it?
Najee Marshall,
Yeah.
he got pushed the wrong way on it, and he got into Jimmy. Jimmy poked him. They both reached out at each other. Each one had a hand around the neck. So not all that surprised they each got a game. Thomas Bryant, who said he was trying to be a peacemaker, somehow wound up near half court with Nikola Jovic, and then what's his name? Alvarez.
Oh yeah, Jose.
Yeah, Jose Alvarez threw a punch at him, and it was weird. I mean, as he's getting thrown out, he's shadow boxing in the alleyway leading out to the locker room, and it was unfortunate. But what was cool about it was to see the way the Heat responded to that. You lose Jimmy Butler. Tyler Herro gets hurt late in that game. But to see Bam took 11 of his 18 shots in the fourth quarter, scored 12 of his 24 points in the fourth quarter, and he showed you what you hope you'd see, a guy that, when needed, he can carry you on the offensive end, and he's a perfect example of what Heat culture is all about. He's one of the best teammates in the NBA. I think when you talk about recruiting free agents, you can say no state income tax, the beautiful weather and vibe of South Florida, and you get to play with an unselfish, team first, win first mentality guy like Bam.
Does Bam have to have that kind of impact offensively again tonight, you think, with you guys being so shorthanded? Does he have to be aggressive out there?
No, I think so. He's going to be the focal point tonight because you're going to see a lot of guys like Cole Swider and Jamal Cain and Alondas Williams, all guys, with G League stuff on their recent resume. And we'll probably see, I'm sure we're going to see the debut in a Heat uniform of DeLon Wright, which is another great Heat story. His brother Darrell was drafted right out of high school, Lawndale, California, played on the 06 championship team. And
some of us wanted him here, by the way.
DeLon.
Darrell or DeLon?
DeLon.
Yeah. Listen, DeLon it really feels like a great fit. First of all, it's a feel-good story. He was 11 or 12 years old when Darrell first joined the Heat. So Heat people, basketball side, have memories of him as a little kid shooting around with Tim Hardaway Jr. and Gary Payton Jr. in our practice gym. And DeLon fits. He fits the Heat because, he's a guy that would just vanish on a bad team. Bad teams don't appreciate what a player like DeLon does. Good teams, contending teams, need guys like DeLon Wright that will fit in offensively, that can guard 3 or 4 positions on the defensive end, unselfish, tough-minded, knows what the culture is all about. And he's there for depth. Josh Richardson's out with a shoulder injury, and DeLon, I think, will fill that void very well. We're going to get a look at him tonight.
Eric, speaking again of that culture, Mike Brown's trying to build a winning culture here. And I know you guys don't get to see a lot of the Kings necessarily. Do you see any elements of that starting to come together? I'm not saying they're anywhere near, of course, where the Heat have been or even where the Warriors have been. But what do you think are some of the key ingredients that Mike Brown so far perhaps is already starting to bring to the team here in Sacramento?
Well, I have a lot of respect for Mike Brown. He's been successful and respected everywhere he's been, whether it's as a head coach or an assistant. So he brings a veteran winning mentality to Sacramento. You guys had a long long period of time. I think 16 years of under 500 basketball and not making the playoffs. And you finally broke out of that last year. And the first step is getting your heart broke in the playoffs.
Yes.
And that happened in Game 7 here last year. The next step is getting back and being a little hungrier, a little smarter, a little better. I'm so intrigued by the Sabonis trade. I can't remember an NBA trade where both teams gave up such a great player and neither team has a second thought about the deal they made. It worked out so well for both teams. So Sabonis, to me, is one of the best players in the league. Him being left off the All-Star team this year in the West, it saddened me. I think the guy's an MVP candidate, let alone an All-Star. The 20 triple-doubles. I mean, he's only the sixth guy to do that in NBA history. And he does it every night. And I just love the way he plays. And in De'Aaron Fox, you got a dynamic playmaker, scorer. And I tell you the truth, watching him defend last night, that caught my eye. The 8 deflect. I know he's one of the top guys in the league in deflections. And I really respect guys and we have a guy like that in Caleb Martin that use their athleticism equally well on both ends of the court.
Eric Reed, play-by-play announcer for the Miami Heat, joining us here on the Drive, guys. Sactown Sports 1140. Eric, I think you guys and what you accomplished last year gave hope to a team like, let's say, Sacramento, that if we did make it into the play-in instead of the top 6, that the season's not over. Like, you can still accomplish your goals. How, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? How realistic is that? Or was that a once in a lifetime, things just happen to fall in place for you guys?
It's hard. It's hopefully not once. So Lakers did it too last year. But it's not the route anybody wants to take. But the point is, you want to be doing, I remember Al McGuire when he was a coach at Marquette, you say you got to be healthy and you want to be on an uptick going into the playoffs. That didn't happen for Miami last year. It was really strange. I mean, they almost missed the playoffs last year in the worst possible way you could miss the playoffs, losing 2 play-in games, both at home.
Ooh.
So they got beat soundly by Atlanta. A couple nights later, they're down 5 or 6 points with 3 minutes left against Chicago, and you're wondering if summer vacation starts in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And, the next thing that happened, Miami goes to Milwaukee, the 8th seed playing the top seed, the team with the best record in the league. The Heat were one of the worst scoring teams in the NBA last year. They go to Milwaukee and drop 130 in game 1. Tyler Herro gets injured, breaks his hand in that first game. Who knew then what would be next? I've been with the Heat 36 years. I've been watching NBA basketball for over 50 years. I mean, I've never seen usually when you get to the finals, you have been carrying around the burden of expectations all year. Most of the teams that get there were expected to get there. This was the most joyful, unexpected finals appearance that I've ever been a part of.
That's tremendous. So, some suggest that if DeMar DeRozan's daughter had been there at that Heat game, that maybe things would have ended for you guys. I don't I'm kidding. The way she was shrieking during the game against the other game against Atlanta.
Yeah.
How's Jaime Jaquez being compared to what you you expected?
Well, I think he's pretty much what everybody did expect. It really sort of makes me smile when I hear people, sort of shy away from wanting to draft a senior, right? Because maybe they're 21 or 22 or 23 years old. Okay, go draft a 19-year-old kid out of high school and then see how long it takes. So, Jaquez, it's not just staying 4 years, but it's being at a high-level program like he was at, well-coached, one of the respected programs at UCLA. And each year, his role incrementally grew from role player to, key guy off the bench to starter to focal point and figuring out along the way, how to help his team win. And that's why he's such a great fit. He's fundamentally sound. I think he's going to be I don't know if he's going to be an all-star or not. That remains to be seen. He's going to be a very good, solid player for a long time to come.
Excellent.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Reed,
Eric Reed, legendary voice of the Heat. It's a pleasure to meet you. I haven't seen you, on TV for so many years.
Oh, thank you.
Great to talk with you. We appreciate your time. We'll be right back. The Golden One Center. Take a look at how the Kings can cool down the Heat tonight and keep whatever this is going out. Keep it going. We get right back here. It's The Drive, guys, on Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Always find what you love at Total Wine & More. With so many bottles to choose from at the lowest price, it's easy to find your favorite Cabernet or a new single-barrel bourbon to try. With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love and love what you find at Total Wine & More. Spirits not sold in Virginia and North Carolina. Drink responsibly. B21.
And paid for by America First Tax Group. Attention. If you or your business is behind in filing your tax returns, or if you owe over $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS, please listen carefully. The IRS does not joke around and will not stop their collection efforts. If you're tired of the IRS letters, levies, liens, or wage garnishments and would like to get a fresh start, we can help. Due to the financial hardships in the country, the IRS is making it easier than ever to settle tax problems for those who owe more than $10,000. We can help settle your delinquent tax problems, end all collections, and may even reduce your back taxes significantly. Even if you can't afford to pay your back taxes, you can still get the help you need. We've helped thousands of taxpayers just like you. But you must call 800-257-0663 today to stop your tax problem from getting worse. The information is free and the help is real. Call 800-257-0663. That's 800-257-0663. Again, 800-257-0663.
Get huge savings on our best selection of new Hondas during our Honda President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com. Brought to you by Coors Light, Garner Roofing, and Roseville Kitchen and Bath.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sactown Sports. The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
As we tumble closer and closer to tip-off tonight at the Golden One Center, Kyle Draper, Kevin Whitey Gleason. I got a confession to make.
Yes.
Towards the end of that little conversation with Eric Reed, who was a real gentleman. Appreciate his time. I was going to make that joke about DeMar DeRozan's daughter.
Yeah.
And I had it kind of in the hip pocket. I was like, I need it or not. When I made that, and he looked at me like, that's not funny.
It felt flat.
I know.
That was
I know.
awkward there.
I know it was.
Eric's the nicest guy in the world, but man, he gave you a look like
he did.
Yeah,
he did, and it rattled me, and I was buckled. I was like, So yeah, that absolutely happened. And then he was very nice when he left and everything. But at that moment, it's one of those things where like, yeah, I shouldn't have said.
Shouldn't have went there. Dude, you were sitting on that one too. You're right. You had it in your hip.
Yeah.
Your back pocket. You're ready.
And I was like, there's a lull there. I'm gonna give this a try. So anyway. We appreciate his time very much. Yes,
Got the
it was, and it was like, ooh. So,
oh man,
yeah. We've talked to. Are there any Miami Heat announcers that we haven't talked to this afternoon?
John Crotty, I think, is down there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think John Crotty might be down there in the gray suit. I have to wave him up, but they're getting major love out here on our show today.
Yeah. Speaking of announcers, last night, I know you didn't care for this. Last night, Bob Myers was doing the game on ESPN. Literally had both channels on.
Okay.
I did hear Bob Myers say before I totally abandoned that broadcast and stayed with you the rest of the way. He said, this is a big game for the Kings. Talking about last night against the Clippers, they want to prove that they can play with the big boys in the West, and that offends you. And I think it offended a lot of Kings fans because you're saying that they've already proven that, right?
Hey, let me look at the Western Conference standings because. The Kings got to be like awful against the top of the West. Minnesota. What are they? 1-1 against Minnesota, I think.
I think so.
2-1 against OKC. 3-0 against Denver. So they've beaten the top three teams. So they've proven they can play. I said this earlier this season. When you beat a Denver and you beat an OKC, it's not about those teams. Now Boston is its own thing. Boston always gives the Kings some trouble. But outside of that, you look at the teams in the West that they've beaten versus the teams they've lost to, it's been the Houstons. It's been the Pelicans of the Portland Trail Blazers.
Yeah.
It's been sort of the dregs, the bottom rung of guys, not necessarily the top.
Yeah, and that's why so many people are concerned about this game.
Yeah.
Because last night was one of those games like, this is a tough matchup. So the Kings will win. Then tonight, they should win easily. Well, we've seen what happens in these games where they're supposed to win. I would think, Kyle, the NBA now, everybody, more so than ever before, everybody plays the same type of style.
Yep.
You want to get out, you want to shoot threes. I would think that perhaps as shorthanded as the Heat are, maybe tonight when you see a team really try to slow things down. And the Kings, I know they just played last night, but they want to push tempo against this team, right?
Yeah, I think so. And we were talking to Jason Jackson a few minutes ago, and we were talking about that 94-89 kind of game. And he's like, yes, we've been salivating over that. That's the kind of game we won, especially, he said they have about 10 guys available tonight. And, as much of a talent and shorthandedness that they have, they still got some guys you got to respect. Obviously, Bam Adebayo. Caleb Martin. Remember, Caleb Martin was a big part of that finals run last year. Duncan Robinson. We know Duncan Robinson can go off. What about Jaime Jaquez? So there's still some players to be concerned about with this Miami Heat team.
Yeah. Jaime Jaquez, by the way, is a great example of that whole thing about Heat culture because they recognize a guy that is going to be a great fit for their culture. And again, the player deserves most of the credit. But it'd just be nice going forward if the Kings are able to do that. If there are Kings-type players that they can recognize as free agents or as guys you can draft and just know that guy's going to be a good fit for the way we do it. I think they're getting there, but obviously we're talking about a long process.
Yeah, and I don't know what a Kings-type player is. A Heat-type player, hard-nosed, maybe underappreciated, a tremendous upside. I don't know what a Kings player is. Is it, hard nosed? No, I don't know. Elite worker. Like we got good guys, maybe, in terms of that, that's part of the Kings culture, having guys you can be proud of night in and night out.
Yeah. When you have a really productive culture, you're able to develop your own stars because, there's 4 ways you get better. You get better through the draft, through trades, through free agency, and through developing your own players. And when you're a team in a smaller market, free agents don't necessarily want to go there. Other players, trades, guys don't want to go there through trades. If you can develop your own guys, then you're ahead of the game. So that's something for the Kings, obviously, to aspire to.
Yeah, and it's, when you look at, let's say, the Miami Heat or what the Sacramento Kings are trying to accomplish, they're a lot different than the Lakers, the Phoenix Suns, who are just trying to acquire the best talent you can get. They aren't trying to be homegrown. They're not trying to, find diamonds in the rough. Like, that's where I feel like Miami is very good at, finding sort of diamonds in the rough. Oh, you guys don't think he's this good? Let's get him here. We can, make him better. And so I think the Kings, they're trying to mimic that a little bit, with the homegrown talent. Even a guy like Chris Duarte going out there, getting him, didn't quite work out in Indiana, but maybe you come here, you get a chance, and you can blossom.
Yeah, and I think that's what we're seeing from the Kings in terms of last night with the balanced scoring. Clearly, you got Sabonis and Fox are all NBA caliber players. They've proven that. But in addition to that, is Keegan going to be that third star? Maybe. But between Keegan and Herter being productive and Harrison Barnes being productive, you've got a good team.
Yes.
And I think that's the route they're going to go, because they're probably not going to end up with, they tried. You're not going to get a Pascal Siakam. He ain't coming through that door.
Pascal ain't walking through that door.
No,
you're right. And,
G-Man is.
G-Man.
Gary Gerald.
He's being very patient over there with us. Usually he comes here, he sits his stuff down. We saw Eric Reed in his seat and, didn't want to start any trouble. And so I appreciate G-Man being extremely patient over there. But no, you're right. And, I think, we talk about Heat culture. It starts with, obviously, Pat Riley. Can you say Kings culture might start with Monty McNair in terms of slowly developing?
That's a good question.
Does it have to be flashy? Or, we went from Tyrese Halliburton, one of the flashiest players. We didn't know it, but we saw some, to Domantas Sabonis, a grinder, a hard worker. And so it might be a blue-collar kind of squad.
Officer on deck. There's a G-Man.
G-Man.
Yeah.
Keegan Murray.
Yeah.
Doesn't get the hype of a Paolo or Jaden Ivey, but just brings it night in and night out.
Yeah.
So I think there's a difference there.
Yeah.
Did G-Man leave you hanging right there?
He did. He didn't see
did.
it.
All right.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah.
I saw it.
I hope. I don't know. This isn't my day.
I know,
Like,
right?
I heard the question you asked Eric Reed. I'm gonna let that one go. Is this a must-win tonight? No.
So hold on.
Hold on. No, it's not. Right.
So Detroit was a must-win.
Yeah.
This is not a must-win.
But they didn't win. So then what?
This is a must-win. You got to win this one, right? I mean, this is a must-win for any shot at a top 4 seed. I think. Like, you can't give away games if you're really trying to catch the Clippers. You gotta, these are the games you're supposed to win.
Yeah. When the basketball gods come to you and say, what do you need tonight?
Right.
You need Butler out?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
You got it. Then you have to take advantage of those things. And I think it'll be interesting to see, because it seems like in some of the bad losses this year that the Kings have come out with kind of a lack of focus, against Portland, Charlotte, right? Of course, the Detroit game.
Yeah.
And it seems like right now, from what they're saying, the way they're playing, they're beyond that. But I've thought that before. So I'm just hoping that tonight, win or lose, we don't see that kind of a lack of focus early in the game.
Yeah, exactly. And even, that San Antonio game, Spurs shouldn't have stuck around that long.
You're right.
That should not
Good
have been
example.
a close game late in the fourth. And so I would like, some like the beam chance midway through the fourth. Like, when have we had a blowout? Like a nice, easy blowout, just like everybody's feeling good, celebrating. I feel like it's been a while.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, on the road,
exactly. on the road, we've had them. But, looking at home, I guess the Denver game, that Friday game against Denver here, that was a good one. Yeah.
I've got Whitey's wish list coming up.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So it's 3 things that for tonight that the Kings and that we need. We need these 3 things, and we'll share that with you when we come right back and wrap things up here. To Drive Guys from the Golden One on Sactown Sports.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
It's a toss to McCaffrey, a cutback run 30, breaks 340, McCaffrey midfield, McCaffrey 40, 30, 20, and toasted all the way down to the 3-yard line on the first play of the game. CMC Dynamite!
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Welcome to the President's Day sale, happening now at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Celebrate with us and get huge savings on our giant selection. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's Old One Report.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sactown Sports.
Oh, yeah. A lot of Kings fans' wishes coming true this year. Certainly last year. This year, we'll see. Things seem to be looking up. We got game night, bottom of the hour for you here. We'll get ready for the Kings and the Heat. And Drapes, with your permission, I'd like to proceed with just real quick here, Whitey's wish list. My 3 wishes for tonight that I would like to see.
All right, let's go for it. Let's see what you got.
Now, I know you got your music for Drapes Takes. Here's my music for Whitey's wish list.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's
a little different vibe.
Yeah. All right. I want, for once this torturous season, for the Kings to make an opponent pay for having the audacity to come into the Goal One Center without their best player thinking they can compete. Short-handed versus the Kings in Sacramento should be a death sentence, and the Kings need to start reminding teams of that tonight.
So you're saying it's disrespectful?
Yes. You come in without your best player, and you think you can compete? No.
So you send a message.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. I can see that.
My second wish, I believe this is an NBA TV center court game. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
So my second wish is for whoever's doing the game tonight on NBA TV center court.
Yes.
To look into the camera at one point and say, if you don't realize that Domantas Sabonis is one of the best players in the NBA, you are an idiot. It's gotten to that point, and I cling to the notion that educating fans is still at least part of an NBA broadcaster's duties. And for a national audience, a national broadcaster needs to say, hey, you know what? You're stupid if you don't see how good this guy is.
Yeah, I'm with you, or at least prove that you follow the Kings or know who the Kings are, know what we're doing. And you're right. We need somebody national to, represent for us regarding Domantas Sabonis. And so this will be a national game. It's on NBC Sports California and obviously Sactown Sports 1140. But this is a game where, the entire country will see what we all know about Domas.
And my third and final wish for today, and this is just me talking. I think I speak for a lot of people, but this is just me. I wish that we could acknowledge what an excellent job my partner Kyle Draper is doing on Kings games this year. Now he's technically not an announcer.
The numbers this year.
Yes.
He does
all the games. He's had some unforgettable calls this year.
And Kyle Draper is having an all-star year. And I just
I'll say maybe you can give it
that's just absolute truth. You've had some unforgettable calls this year. So
Last time I did listen to partially ESPN, partially you. I gotta say, Bob Myers has got nothing on it.
Of course not.
Nothing.
Bob Myers is the
same guy.
Bob Myers.
Whatever.
The
Bay Area. He's got nothing on you.
That was kind of like empty. That wasn't even their beef.
She's a gross pro. She's been doing games forever, and and that's great.
It wasn't her.
And Bob Myers is he's new to it, but that's not the point. I didn't want to belittle them. I just wanted to point out.
Yeah, just hype me up without.
Well, yeah,
exactly.
you've had a number of unforgettable calls this year.
I appreciate that, man. And yesterday was a rough day. Remember, I lost my wallet in the town next to El Segundo, and so your boy was disheveled. If you talk to Katie, she will tell you I was a mess before the game. I was struggling. Papers were falling off the desk. Tie was crooked. Like, I was a mess. But fortunately, shout out to my boys, the Sacramento Kings, the players, the game took over. You know, it became like that first quarter was kind of choppy. It wasn't good. I think you had some big plays. Domas, the dunk. De'Aaron Fox taking over. And then the fan inside me takes over, man. So I appreciate that. White.
Absolutely. Yes. I think if the Kings, get into the playoffs and maybe advance, I think that second quarter of last night is going to be one of the things we're going to point to and say, whoa, that second quarter, that Sunday night in L.A., the day Drapes lost his wallet. That was a big, big moment for this team.
You know what's interesting about that second quarter? Mike Brown, he's like, see, this proves we can do it.
Yeah.
So, as a player and as a coach, you're like, oh, shoot, we actually can play defense. So now there shouldn't be any excuses going forward, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't want to hear, well, he's asking so much of them defensively that their offense is. No, you've proven you can do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Harrison Barnes, defensive player of the game. How good is Domas defensively?
I think when you look at Domas, he's good positionally.
Because I thought, I'll be honest, before you finish your answer, when they got him and going into last year, I thought, this guy's he's a substandard defender. But he works hard, but he's substandard. But the more I look at what he does, not only just the eye test, but you look at all the analytics and stuff defensively, I think he's a pretty good. In some ways, I think he's an above average defender.
In what way?
I think he covers a lot of ground.
Yeah.
Because he has to. Yeah. Because guys are getting beaten like a drum off the dribble. I think he gives up a lot size wise. But as you said, positionally, I think he's better, a lot better than I thought he was.
Yeah, and I think, to your point, he's asked to do a lot.
Yeah.
To cover up a lot. And we know he's not a rim protector. He's not intimidating. But in terms of positionally, like I said, communicating, like, he's a solid defender. I think he's even solid on the ball also. Not saying he can guard a perimeter guy, but he can guard his man pretty well. Like, Zubac's had an okay game, but it wasn't like he was dominating. A lot of the stuff Zubac's got was from other guys setting him up in that little short roll with the little push shot. And so, no, I think Domas isn't the sieve that the Kevin O'Connors and the
I was one of those people too. Yeah, I admit. I have been.
I don't think he's as bad as people say.
So do we know now that De'Aaron Fox is kind of not only their best defender, but it starts with him defensively? I go back to, pardon me for making this comparison, people get sick of the Warriors, but the Kings are running a system similar to what the Warriors did. And in that Warrior system, Draymond Green was kind of like the middle linebacker. He was like a Bob Sanders back there. Earl Thomas.
Yep.
Is De'Aaron Fox, now he's not, in the middle of it all, but is he really becoming that tone setter for the defense that we've been
or is he
looking for all year?
Sherman lockdown corner, Darrelle Revis or something like that. I think, yes, I think he is that. They always say the head of the snake. Yeah. And, one thing I saw, and we saw it last night, and we've seen it from time to time. You talk about that tone setter. They sort of follow him. Like, when De'Aaron's after it, when he plays with a pep in his step, I feel like the other guys follow. And so I think we need more of that. And I think that's why Mike Brown and Luke Laux and all those guys, they've sort of challenged him to be that guy.
Well, it's the Kings and the Heat tonight. And there's Jaime Jaquez. Get ready for the game. All right, out there with the youngsters.
Yeah, you got Terry Rozier out there warming up. He's not going to play, though, tonight. I believe that's T. Rose in the paint right there, getting up some shots, What's interesting about Jaquez, as I'm watching him, he was shooting straightaway shots off the glass.
Whoa.
Like bank
intentionally?
Shots. Yes, intentionally. You never see that, Whitey. You never see guys do that, And if they usually make it, it's by accident.
Right.
He was actually intentionally trying to do high arcers off the glass.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Another thing that's interesting is just that one game last night, It changed so much for the Kings standings wise. Just they win a game, and then you see the Pelicans lose and Dallas lost. Of course, the Warriors lost and the Clippers lost. And zoom, next thing you know, hey, Kings all the way up to 5th with 3 straight wins.
It's like a half game difference, though. But the psychological, like it's a different feeling. You wake up in 5th, you're like, man, all is right in the world. Here we come. Yesterday you go into the game 7th. It's like, oh man, 7th.
Right. You feel like you're sinking.
Yeah.
We're going the wrong way.
Exactly. And that's why this game is so important, though, right? Because you lose this game, then you drop back down, probably. And so, no, this is a big game. And it's funny because I'm looking at Rozier warm up, and I'm like, shoot, the Heat, their team is better with the injured guys, like, Butler
that's a really good injured
Tyler
team.
Herro and everything like that. So this is a severely shorthanded team.
Yeah. How about the Kings health-wise? Do we have any update on Alex Lynn?
Yeah, he's back. He's available. Alex
Awesome.
Lynn is available. He was out yesterday with illness. The only guy on the report is Sasha.
Come on, Sasha.
I know. This is looking like a lost season for him, huh?
Yeah, and it was just every time he just starts to look like, he's finding it a little bit, and then he's leading the league in ankle sprains,
right?
Unfortunately,
and Mike Brown was asked about his timetable yesterday and pregame, and he really didn't know. He turned to Shannon Malone, the head of PR of the media relations for the squad, and she's like, "Well, he's going to be reevaluated in a couple of weeks." So nothing really new to report on Sasha. It's not like he's closer to returning or anything like that. We still don't know.
Mm-hmm. I always like to say we want to see the Kings come out, get off to a good start tonight. But I think one thing we've learned from them is, that's great, but they don't necessarily need to start well, do they? They don't need to.
No, they don't need to.
Yeah.
I would like it, though, Whitey, because that way you don't give the team confidence.
Right.
Especially on your home floor. That's a team you're superior at against, like this Miami Heat team tonight. Like, come out early.
Yeah.
I want a 10 to 15 point lead early in this game.
You just don't want the other team that shouldn't have any business being in the game. You don't want them looking up at the scoreboard in the fourth quarter going, hey, we got a shot.
We might be able to win this.
Yeah.
That's 100% right. Because, and that's the thing, too, in the NBA and these close games, anybody can get hot at any given time. Mm-hmm. Like Duncan Robinson all of a sudden could get hot in the fourth. Jaime Jaquez could be feeling it. Bam could be doing some things. And so, I think this is a first half game for this Kings team. Like, I want to be up double digits going into halftime.
I think getting out and running is one of the potential keys to victory for the Kings, but is that especially difficult when you played the night before?
Heck, not easy.
There you go.
Hey, you were just in Los Angeles. It'd be different if you were coming from New York or something. We were back at the airport in Sacramento about 12:15 or so. And so there's no excuses. Second, I know it was a hard-fought game. Guys played some minutes. But these guys are they're in their 20s, Whitey.
I know.
We ain't got no old guys out there. Come on.
I know, but you see these guys sometimes, they come back after a game the night before, and you can tell the legs are dragging a little bit. But all right, not tonight. Right?
Not tonight. That's not an excuse tonight.
Yeah.
This is it'd be different if you went to Miami or something, but you're home. You slept in your own bed. No shoot around this morning. And I want to see the maturity of this Kings team. You got a great win. How do you back up a great win? By going out and beating the team you're supposed to beat. No letdown tonight.
There's one player that I think we need to acknowledge from last night that I don't think we've talked about yet. And, of course, there were so many heroes last night. But I just want to point out once again, as you well know, you did the game, another nice night from the three-point line for Davion Mitchell.
My guy, Davion.
Hey, he's your guy, too?
Yeah, no, Davion is my guy. Him and I did some stuff off the court.
About to start keeping a running list.
I know. Is there anybody who's not your guy on the Kings, Karen?
No. These are. I travel with these guys. They're all my guys, right? They got it.
All right,
and that's legit, right?
Yeah,
that's if I said, "Oh, so and so's not my guy," how does that sound, right?
Maybe you just don't have to say, "Oh, my guy," because we know they're all your guys.
They're all favorites of mine. I want to see all these dudes play well.
Yeah, I just love it when he's shooting the ball well. He defends. If he makes shots, he's got a long future in the NBA.
Yeah, he had a big 3 last night, set his feet, and the shot looks good, man.
It does.
I just want to see him, pull it even more. Like, go out there and shoot 6 threes tonight. This could be a chance, with this shorthanded Heat team where maybe you get a couple extra minutes.
All right, you got pre and post game duties tonight?
Yeah, pre and post, man. Off day today, so I get to chill and watch the game and then talk about it. Me and Mike Bibby coming up at 6:30.
And then you're on the road tomorrow, so we'll talk to you Wednesday.
Yes, Wednesday. I'll be in Denver coming to you from the arena as we get ready for that game.
Looking forward to that. Stick around. We've got game night next right here on Sactown Sports.
Subscribe to Sactown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus, view